Yes, people, we are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for the returning Manchester United Liverpool podcast. The Man United podcast meets the Analysis at Anfield podcast, where we talk all things Manchester United. We talk all things Liverpool. And this is the last show returning after the end of Euro 2024 and Copa America 2024 as well. Ugarte next for Manchester United. Is Ugarte next on the list for Manchester United after making the Xerxes signing, after making the Leny Yoro signing? As for Liverpool, complete contrast, lack of transfer activity on their side. And who better to get to talk about this? Because this man messaged me and was like, yo, I need to get some things off my chest. I need to have a rant about some things. And I was thinking, what is he talking about? Because I've not really been following what is going on with Liverpool. So, of course, you already know, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to bring in the man that you lot love to hate. You know what I'm saying? Mr. 16 out of 10 himself. Little bro, man like Ryan is in the cut. Yes, Ryan, what are you saying? You on mute, fam? You on mute?
Yeah, I'm good, man. How are you?
All blessed, man. All blessed. Good to have you back. Good to be back on this show. It's been a minute, and it will be 8 p.m. UK time as well, people. It will be 8 p.m. UK times. I was late because the other laptop was just messing up. But we're here anyway, like I said, to talk all things Manchester United, all things Liverpool. Make sure you hit the like button on the video. You lot have already been doing fantastic business with the likes already. You know what I'm saying? Because there's 14 of you lot in the building. We're already at 16 likes. So let's hit the like button on the video, whether you're watching this live right now, watching this back. Share across all the socials as well. That's me, Flawless, at Sarcasm City TV. And make sure you subscribe to the channel. Sarcasm City TV, road to 12k, and we are now double figures away from 12k. But should Liverpool's lack of transfer activity be a concern? Liverpool fans in the chat, let me know. But Ryan, floor's yours, because you said you wanted to get some things off your chest in regards to the hierarchy at Liverpool Football Club.
I mean, season starts. What was it? I think the date today is
4 weeks. Yeah, it's 4 weeks today.
4 weeks to go until the season starts, and a grand total of 0 signings.
True.
You know what? You saw the way the season ended for us last season, right? Everyone saw the way the season ended for us, and you then make no signings, and there's 4 weeks left. You do know there's a pre-season coming soon. You know, we got a new manager in charge, a new manager. Like we've had a new manager for the first time in 9 years. There's going to be a lot of change. And yeah, even if you are, I don't know if we're going to do business. I genuinely don't know now, because I know what this club's like.
Wait. You think there's a possibility that Liverpool sign nobody?
I think there's a you want my opinion? I think we'll sign one player.
Okay.
I personally think we sign one player, but it wouldn't be a complete shock to me if we sign no one. Bro, I've seen windows, bro. Summer 2019, just after we won Champions League. We signed, our 3 signings were a 16-year-old Harvey Elliott from Fulham. He might have even been 15, I'm not sure. I think he was 16 actually. Adrian and Seth Vandenberg, who we sent on about 10 loans since then. Those were our 3 signings, bro. I know, KB, people don't look. A lot of people, when you say criticize that window, they'll say, "Oh, we won the league the next season." And fair enough, we absolutely smashed the league to bits the next season. But that was because the team we already had was just unreal. Like we went and took the confidence and momentum from winning the Champions League into that league-winning season. That team and went and smashed the league because we had such a good team, and we took that momentum from winning the Champions League. This is completely different. A new manager. Let's be honest, we ended the season horribly last season in a really bad way. And our team is nowhere near the level we had a few years ago at the end of the day.
True.
So, but no signings made in this time. And you know what I hate, right? You know what I hate? You know when people say, oh, but look at all the other clubs. City haven't made any. Arsenal haven't made any. I don't give a shit what they do. Just because they might be doing the wrong thing doesn't mean that I should be okay with my team doing the wrong thing. And also, what you have to remember is, Arsenal City are better than us. The league showed that they're better teams than us. So guess what? They actually need less than us. We're actually in more urgent need of players and upgrades in our team than what City and Arsenal are. City have just won a 4-peat. They won a treble like last year. Arsenal, we can banter them for not winning trophies, but let's be honest, they're in a much better position than us at the moment. So they're a better team than us at the moment. So yeah, we should be doing more business than them because we're in more urgent need of business than them. So I'm not using the whole, they haven't done business, so it's okay for us not to have done business yet. It's a
Agree with
complete bullshit excuse.
you. That's
And
fair.
even if
Yeah.
and even
Go on,
if
go on,
they
carry on.
needed the same amount of business than us, that doesn't make it right for us not to do any business.
Mm.
Why should we be doing the same as what other, you know, I'm concentrating on my own club. Just because they're not doing business doesn't mean I shouldn't be, my club shouldn't be doing business.
That's
I
fair.
mean, yeah, United signings, what you got to, say fair play to United for is how quickly
Mm.
you're addressing your areas that you need to at the end of the day. You're
True,
actually,
true.
as much as, there's a couple like Xerxes, I have my doubts over. Yoro's a good signing.
Mm.
Ugarte, if you sign him, I don't really rate Ugarte. But no matter how much I rate your players that you're signing, at least
Good
you're
to-
actually addressing what you need.
Yeah,
There's a difference.
we're attempting to
You're
fix
actually
the
trying
problems.
to. Do you get what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
We're just not trying any. Because okay, we're not even trying anything. And you know what the most annoying thing is? We're not actually that far away from actually being a very good
Mhm.
team. We're not. We challenged for a league title last year. Um,
Yeah.
we were in for 4 trophies up until mid-March last season for a reason. Yeah, like we challenged last season, and yet we only need a few players. We need an upgrade in DM, maybe another attacker and probably another defender. We're not that far away. It's not like we need a whole bunch of players, like 7, 8 signings. We only need like 3 or 4, 4 maximum, 3
That
maybe.
I do
Yeah.
agree with you that you're not a million miles away from where you need to be.
So that's
I
what
do
makes it
say
more
that. Obviously,
frustrating, bro.
depending
This
on
summer
slot.
should be a
Does.
simple summer to just get over the line. That's what's
Hmm.
annoying. But yeah, even if we ended up getting what we need, there's a month left to the season. You're not exactly giving these new players and the manager and the team time to gel. You're not exactly giving it that a good amount of time. And people say the tournaments as well. I can
Sophia.
understand the tournaments. I do, big up Sophia. I do
Yeah.
understand the tournament thing. Trust, I do understand it. But at the end of the day, business can still happen, and it's not as if, Arsenal, for example, Calafiori, okay, fine, then they've not got it over the line yet. I think they will in it, but at least they've, been doing that business. Teams have actually still been doing
Mhm.
business during tournaments. It's not actually impossible. I look at the best window I've probably seen Liverpool have in in my life. It was summer 2018. It was a World Cup summer. It was a World Cup summer, and we had a great window that summer. So you can still have a good window regardless of the tournament. I do agree the tournament doesn't help, but
Yeah,
Copa America Euros. But to
of
me, it's
course.
just not a good enough excuse for not making any signings yet. That's the thing. And people say, oh, we like to work in silence. Edwards likes to work in silence, whatever. But
Yeah.
bro, it just doesn't look like they're doing anything. I know Edwards likes to move in silence. That's why I don't really trust any rumors, that come out. When you hear like an Ait Nuri rumor or anything like that, I don't really trust that in
Yeah.
it because at the end of the day, we all know with Edwards that if a signing just happens, it happens. But like nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. And we've had windows where we've been really,
You
midfield
did
lack of
mention a
transfer.
poor you did mention a poor window. I forgot
Yeah,
about that
that,
window.
but
The
there's
one you
others.
said with Adrian
I've seen
and go on.
there's summers 2021 and 2022 where summer 2021 we only signed Canate, and that was done even before the window started. We like really had his release clause.
Mhm,
We sorted that out in like April or something like that, or
mhm.
May. So it was even before the window started. So we actually didn't even make any signings during the actual window that summer. And then the next summer we only really signed Nunes. That's it really. Who were
So
the
you
other
can
signs?
say
Fabio Carvalho and Arthur Mello on a panic deadline days loan, whatever it was.
take a pause for the cause. Let me just get through to some people in the chat. Big up everyone that is
Yeah,
tapped in now. Over 40 people in the building. Big up to all of you lot. But like check 1212. Let's get up to 40 likes. Big up to Mello. Everyone, hey man, you've gone viral with this. 16 out of 10 stream incoming. Big up to my foods as well. Coach is gonna say 16 out of 10 beard Ryan. I've always said Ryan. That's
big up.
the best thing about him is his beard. A1. Absolutely A1. My first says that's crazy. Low key cooked last year. Liverpool is going to be looking peak for Arn if they don't get their act together. 16 out of 10 says Salman. Big up to Sophia again. Says big up Flawless and Mr. 16 out of 10. Hope you're good. Jason McNeil says 16 out of 10 window incoming. Ryan God AEM says shout out to 16 out of 10 as well. From his Guna says big up fellas, big up every single time. A few says I think Liverpool are broke. We're gonna
We're not
get to that and
broke.
get
We're
Ryan's
not
thoughts
broke,
on that.
bro. Like,
I don't think you're
nah, we're
broke
not.
either.
You
Go on,
you know
talk
what it
about
is
if
with
I'm
Liverpool,
go on.
right? You know what it
Talk
is with
about
Liverpool. Never, when people talk about Liverpool, or a club in general has a transfer budget. At the beginning of the
yeah,
window,
yeah.
Liverpool don't have transfer budgets, bro. We're literally a team that are like, oh, if a signing just comes that we, is really good for us and stuff, and it'd be good to we'll just have the money there. Look at the Caicedo thing, and what shows it is the Caicedo thing and the Lavia thing. We tried to sign Lavia first, but then Southampton wanted 50 mil, and we kept going up and like 42, 45, whatever it was, right? We never reached the 50, right? And people like, oh, Liverpool are broke and stuff. They don't want the money. But then we go and put 115 down for Caicedo.
Yeah.
And okay, we didn't get him, but that's what the money you put. The money's there. The money's always been there at Liverpool. It's just a willingness on they're always so thinking to spend it on the right player. If the right player's there, we'll spend it at the end of the day. But
Yep.
this is another thing that gets to me about Liverpool's business, bro. It's like when people talk about, oh, and if it, for example, DMs we all know is an area where Liverpool can have a massive upgrading. Because as much as I like Endo, he's not good enough for where Liverpool winning a title or Champions League to be a regular DM for us. I think that's quite obvious. I think he'd be a good squad player, but that's a different subject. But
Okay.
if you have, but what gets to me is that when people say, oh, but there's no world class DM, it should only be like a top class, world class DM to replace, to come into the team. And I'm like, no, it doesn't mean people are like, oh, if there's not a world class DM on the market, then we shouldn't buy one. I'm like, that's dumb. That's actually stupid. If you're in the need of an upgrade, you go and get an upgrade. Guess what? There's not a lot of Rodris in the world. There's not a lot of Tchouaménis in the world. Not a lot of these players, right? Available. So you've got to just go and get an upgrade there. Fact is, I say this again, we challenged for a league last season with Endo. All you need is an upgrade in that. You don't need to be world class. You just need an upgrade in that position. But apparently, it just has to be this world class player in that position, And I just don't get that. Just go and get an upgrade in that position. At the end of the day, it's just annoying. All we hear is it has to be the right player, the right player, the right player. Bro, an upgrade in that position is the right player. It doesn't have to be someone who's world class. It doesn't have to be a Virgil van Dijk type signing.
It's somebody. It just could be somebody who's just good. It could be
He's
a
an
good
upgrade.
player. Yeah,
Just an
I
upgrade.
hear that.
Like I said, we challenged for a league with Endo as a regular DM in the second half of the season. If you just put an upgrade there, that's all you might need in that position at the end of the day. You don't need to be someone who's world class. You don't need to be a Tchouaméni. You don't need to be a Rodri at the end of the day. So, that's the thing with me as well. And then you have to get onto the two clowns.
It's yours, fam. Who's the two clowns? Who's the two
Edwards
clowns?
and Hughes, bro. Oh my days. Honestly.
Okay, what roles are these two? And what is Edwards and what is Hughes?
Michael Edwards is football CEO. Like your equivalent, I think Barada.
Yeah, Barada's our CEO. Yeah, he's our CEO.
Edwards is CEO, but basically FSG basically hired Edwards. Edwards is actually Edwards isn't actually in Liverpool. Edwards is football CEO for FSG, which is essentially we're the only football club FSG own really. So it's like
CEO, and then Hughes is what? What's
Hughes is sporting director. Hughes is Hughes is your Dan Ashworth basically. I think.
Okay, got you. All right, fast. But T, big up Dots. Hey, Dots, good to see you in the chat, young G. He says, Ryan, did you forget Hughes said it's going to be in August to your business? I don't know if that's the case.
What that man says, bro. Like, bro,
in his defense, if he said that.
I admit he said something like August is where the the deals will happen.
So you can't.
But that's not good enough for me. That's not good enough for me because it's the same thing I said before. Why are you doing business that late, bro? Why are you doing business that late? You do know the season starts in August. In August, you're not giving these. If we go and sign the players we need in August, you're not giving them any chance to settle in and gel in pre-season with the rest of the team. And with a new manager.
Very much early August, but I get your point. I'm in the same boat as you, which is crazy here, where I'm saying get your business done early and get players in the building early and into the club early. Yes, I hear that.
It's not that hard at the end of the day, and it's like with Edwards. Honestly, it's like everyone was excited when we got Edwards back. Even me, I was gassed when we got Edwards back at the end of the day. I'm good. I'll admit I was. But when all I hear is this. So Edwards, people are now blaming FSG, right? FSG out and stuff. And I'm FSG out, don't get me wrong. I want FSG out as well.
You're FSG out because someone made a comment as well. Where was it? Let me get to it just quickly before you carry on. Mafuz says FSG out trending a few days ago. Pool fans are stressed right now. So
I've been FSG out for years.
Okay, that's true. You have been, but you're still FSG out. Okay.
Yeah, of course I am. Yeah. But at the end of the day, when people are blaming John W. Henry and FSG for this, What people are forgetting is Michael Edwards is employed by FSG. He's an FSG employee. He's actually not Liverpool. He's FSG technically. It's like I said before, he's football CEO for FSG. So if you're criticizing FSG, you have to criticize Michael Edwards. If you're criticizing FSG for their lack of ambition, Michael Edwards is part of FSG. So why are you not blaming him? Why is he escaping smoke? Why is he
Okay,
escaping this?
talk about it,
Why am
fam.
I
He's
still
not
seeing
escaping
Justin
smoke.
Edwards? Why am I still seeing Justin Edwards here?
Has Edwards just joined back, or is
Yeah,
he
he
the new
joined back
one?
this summer. He joined back
Oh,
this summer.
that's maybe where it stems from, the fact that he's just joined back. Even though I do agree with you in regards to this whole doing business in August. Get your
It's
business done
ridiculous.
in June,
But
July.
then, why have you gone? But then this is what links it. It's like Edwards. What does he actually do? I don't get what he's actually doing. What's his job? What's his? I don't. He hired Richard Hughes. Fair enough. He hired Richard Hughes as sporting
He's
director,
the CEO.
but yeah, he's CEO, but he's
They
not even
hire
in
the
the same
people.
role he actually was that we hyped up for him last time. He's FSG basic. This is FSG basically gave Michael Edwards control of the whole footballing operations of Liverpool. That's what they've given him. If as his football CEO, they've given him the whole sporting operation of Liverpool at the end
Yeah,
of
he's
the
your
day.
Barado. He's your
Yeah,
version of
exactly.
that for us. Yes.
So
yes.
you have to get onto him as the main figurehead for why this summer has actually been a disaster so far. Let's just be honest. You have to get on. He's probably the main culprit when you think about it, because he's at the top of it. He's at the top of that. Why we've not had a good window so far. So he has to
But
get the smoke at the end of the day. You know, he did a great job in the past as sporting director, but it's a completely different role. It's a completely different time at the end of the day, and he's not doing the business, bro. And then you go
and
and
before
hire
you say
Richard.
that, wait, hold up. We hold that thought about Richard. But you mentioned there about doing the business. One thing we do here, and I pride myself on at Sarcasm City TV, is doing great business. CEO, COO, technical director, director of football. You know, we always bring the best here to Sarcasm City TV, apart from CP in the chat. Big up my Don like Stro in the building. Yes, Stro,
Oh
you telling me, family, you
no.
good?
See,
You
there's a
good? Before we
reason.
get to the football, are you good first and foremost, Stro?
I'm good, brother.
Yeah,
You.
love, man. Every time.
There's a
fam. You already
reason. There's
know.
a reason. There's a reason he's acting like that, right? Because he's been in my WhatsApp, being emotional, moving goalposts, and just trying to find any argument that suits his narrative, just so he can complain about anything. So I'm here to debunk 99% of the stuff he's
Let
said.
him finish his last point, and then you can then respond. So
Right.
Ryan, you was going on to Hughes and just what he's doing. You're not liking, basically. You were talking about Hughes. Talk
Bro,
about
what
it.
he's doing, he's not doing anything. What do you mean? What is he doing? He's not doing anything. That's the issue. What's he doing, bro?
Let
Honestly,
me Google this, man, because I
bro,
actually don't
Michael
know. Go on,
Edwards
carry
hired.
on.
He's a failed Bournemouth sporting director, bro. He was there for 10 years, bro. They got relegated in that time. I didn't even come back up straight away. And I'm supposed to have confidence in this guy because he speaks about 3 languages fluently. That's what I've heard the PR around Richard Hughes, right? Oh, he speaks 3 languages fluently. Yeah, he's not making good use of it, bro.
Oh, is this Richard? Did he play for Port? Is this the Richard Hughes
Yeah,
that played?
he's an
Never mind. Play for
ex-Portsmouth player.
Portsmouth.
Yeah.
Mad. I remember I used to sell him when I was Portsmouth on
I
Football
wish I
Manager
could sell
07.
him now, bro.
Side note, you know what I'm saying? I used to get decent piece from him as well, defensive midfielder. But hey, we
he a DM?
move. Yeah, he was a DM. Yeah.
Oh,
He
he's not signing a DM. Right, cool.
Yeah, hey, you never know, he might get his boots. But yeah, he's currently the sporting director. So you're saying he's not doing enough. All right, first.
Oh, but apparently he speaks like 3 languages fluently, and just go and hire my German teacher from second high school, innit? So you need to do
as
then,
well,
innit?
man. Shut
like,
up,
come on, bro. What does this guy do, Richard Hughes, bro? Failed Bournemouth sporting director, bro. Bournemouth. That's his highest job. There for 10 years, like I said. Like I said, in that time they got relegated. They didn't even come back up straight away. They looked like 2-3 years to come back up, bro. I'm supposed to have confidence in this guy. Jamie, what is this guy playing? Bro, I said it. Schmacker was better than this guy, bro. George Schmacker last year. At least George Schmacker was shit. He was an awful sporting director as well. But at least he tried to do stuff. At least he tried to do stuff, bro. At least he tried to, bro. Richard Hughes ain't trying to do anything, bro. Oh my days.
Nah, hey, Don C, big up as well, man. Shout out to Don C, everything. Don C, big up. Stro, floor is yours because you said you're here to debunk what Ryan is saying. So, how are you looking at what Hughes and what Edwards have done so far?
Perfect example, right? Arne Slot came in and in his first interview and in his first press conference said the following: "We are not going to do any business until I look and I evaluate the players myself. I've spoke to Jurgen Klopp. He's advised me on a few things. I want to have a look at the players." What's just finished? Two big fucking tournaments, the Copa America and the Euros. Guess who's not all back? The full Liverpool squad. So what's Arne Slot working with at the minute? Youth team players, Mo Salah, and a few of the other players that got knocked out of the competitions early. So is that enough time for this man to perfectly judge who he wants to replace position-wise? No. Hence the reason why when him and Richard Hughes were sat in Arne Slot's first press conference, Richard Hughes said a lot of business is going to get done in August. Now, why is a lot of business going to get done in August? Because guess who's back from the holidays right at the beginning of August when we go on our pre-season tour to America? All of the players. So it's almost as if there's a plan in place. That's number one. Number two, right? Floors, can I just ask you one question?
Of course.
Right.
Yeah.
If I tell you a player is an opportunistic signing, does that scream in your head he's the main target? Yes or no?
What if a certain player is an opportunistic signing?
It's an opportunistic signing. Does that tell you that's my main target for the summer?
Yeah. If you're saying he's the guy, he's popped up and he's out of the.
Thank you.
No. Listen to what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, go on.
I have you, Flawless, as my main target. You're the one I want. You're the one I've got my eyes on. Ryan is an opportunistic signing. If it comes up and everything's right.
I get you.
He's linking this to the Yoro thing. That's what he's doing right now.
No. Because all I've had all week is Ryan in my WhatsApp moaning about the Yoro deal. Telling me, he told me himself, I've got the screenshots. Every single reporter had Yoro as an opportunistic signing for Liverpool.
So if the opportunity presented itself, type of thing, it wasn't your main target. Yeah, that makes sense.
There you go.
It presented itself.
No, it didn't, and I'll tell you why.
Our issue was Madrid will get him.
Let me land.
Go on, let him land, and then you can respond, Ryan. Go on. Straight after we finish talking about this, you can respond to the. Go on.
Have just come on here, and you have just said that FSG, Michael Edwards is included. Every single person blames FSG when the money's there and stuff like that. So let me just answer you two things. Why did a week and a half ago did you tell me that Liverpool were in a lot of debt and you were worried financially, number one? Then number two, why did you just come on 10 minutes ago and say that Liverpool don't have a transfer budget because the money's there?
Nah, because that was just what a guy told me. That was just what a guy told me.
Let him land and you can respond.
Let me land. Because, Ryan, if you fully understand the club, FSG, from day one, the second they came in, have openly said they are not going to pump their own money into the club. And we are a self-sufficient model, which means if we want to spend, we have to make the money in. Hence the reason why a lot of clubs are having PSR issues. Hence the Gordon situation popping up out of nowhere. So we do have a transfer budget this summer. And Liverpool will react and Liverpool will deal in transfers how they have done for the past 8-9 years when Michael Edwards was proudly renowned as the best sporting director in world football. Hence why Manchester United tried to get him. Hence why Real Madrid tried to get him. Hence why Chelsea tried to get him. Because
he's a very good sport. I'm not denying he's
No, but just let me finish. Which means we have a budget, and which means exactly the same as Real Madrid. Although I'm not saying Yoro is not going to go on to be one of the best players in the world. Given the statistics right now, paying what Manchester United paid isn't sustainable for us because it breaks wage structure, which we've had for many, many years. Because we, and Flawless, me and you spoke about this when we were doing From a Third Eye View, a lot of our stuff is incentive-based. Why did Manchester United get this deal over the line? Agent fees were involved. Big agent fees were involved. Also, look at the wage structure that Yoro's coming in on. We're never going to pay that. So that's not us blowing our main target, Ryan. That was an opportunity presented itself. Us and Real Madrid took a step back and went, we're not willing to pay that at the minute. There's a significant difference.
First, go on then, Ryan. Actually, before you respond in regards to the Euro thing, let me just get to a couple things. Big up to my guy, Sai, man, who just became a member of the channel. Hey, Sai, appreciate it because you're always supporting anyway. Big up to Sai. I believe he just became, let me double check this, a sarcasm. Oh, he just became a sarcasm city soldier. Hey, Sai, big up, man. Much appreciated. Love for that. If you want to join the membership, link is in the pinned comment. All the perks are there, people, as well. So shout out to Sai for indeed becoming a member. Big up to everyone in the chat as well, man. Continue to run up the likes. Go on, Ryan. Euro. So are you disappointed that Liverpool didn't get Euro? Do you see it as a missed opportunity? Go on, where do you stand?
I think the Yoro thing is, look, I had seen him a few times. I do rate him. It wasn't so much missing out. Look, I was disappointed to lose out on Yoro, but I wasn't like, oh, it's the end. Like, oh, because there's a lot of good other centre backs out there at the end. My issue was the principle behind why we missed out on Yoro. That was my issue, because we were told Liverpool pursuing Leny Yoro. Liverpool see Leny Yoro as an opportunity, as a signing that's too good to actually turn down if he's available. Problem is, we thought he was going to Madrid, his first choice was Real Madrid for a long time. We all know it at the end of the day. But he didn't go to Real Madrid in the end. He went to Manchester United. So clearly there was an opportunity to get him at the end of the day. And I agree with the wage structure. I wouldn't have paid him those wages. I actually think if that is the reason, and that is the reason why Liverpool didn't pursue the deal for Yoro, I can live with that, the wages thing, because to me, offering an 18-year-old, what is it, about 120,
If they're saying
130K?
reported, so we'll say I've seen varying reports, so we'll just say 115, because I've seen as low as 110 and as high as 130. So we'll say 110. We'll say 120, just for argument's sake.
I've even heard 150 from somewhere, I think.
But yeah, it's going to be something around there.
I think it rises each year, they've said, isn't it? It rises each year.
It's probably incentive based, and the amount of money that we've just got rid of, because we just got rid of a whole, just Varane and Martial alone.
You got rid of a lot of wages.
It's probably $500,000 wages, but go on.
But if that is the reason why Liverpool haven't decided to go and sign Yoro, then I can live with that. I can deal with. I think that's a good enough reason. But my issue, if that's not the reason, then it's wrong in my opinion, because there was a deal there to be done potentially. But my issue is if you've just wasted a lot of time essentially by just monitoring and going after Yoro, but then not getting him in the end at the end of the day, where you could have been going after other centre backs in that time at the end of the day. At the end, it did look like he was going to Madrid, but in my opinion, the club's probably just wasted a lot of time in that period going for a player that we didn't end up getting in the end. So that's the thing for me. At the end of the day, you could have known that a team, you wouldn't have been, well, you weren't going to get him ahead of Real Madrid. That was one. If Real Madrid would have paid the money, he would have gone to Real Madrid. But Manchester United, they've got a history of, giving massive wages at the end of the day. We all know it. So you could have just pulled out quicker, in my opinion, knowing that at the end of the day. That's the thing. You could have just... Why did you spend all this time so far monitoring just Leny Yoro as a centre-back and not going for anyone else? That's my issue behind it. That's just time wasted. But like I said, if it is... I've said this before. I think I said it to someone. If it is the wages that's the reason why Liverpool haven't gone for Leny Yoro, then I can understand that at the end of the day. But if it's anything else, then I can't
you
get
see it as a
behind
missed
that.
opportunity. Okay, that's fair.
It's the principle behind it, because it was seen as the guy who is too good to turn down. If Liverpool can get him, it's too good to turn down. The only issue with Liverpool is it looked like he was going to Madrid. Everyone thought Leny Yoro was Madrid bound.
I thought
whether it would be this summer or next summer on a free.
I thought he was.
Everyone thought that at the end of the day.
I hear you.
So, but the fact is, he didn't end up going to Madrid, and he ended up going to United. So clearly, there was some sort of deal to be done there, and we didn't get it done. But if it was because of wages, then fair enough.
Right.
So,
is there anything else that Stroll said that you wanted to respond to as well in regards to Hughes or anything like that? If not, I know Stroll's definitely got more to say. I know Stroll definitely has. So I'm just out before we go on to the next round.
We can talk about the August thing at the end of the day.
That's it.
But I'm sorry. I still stand by. You can do business even if earlier than August, even with the tournaments and everything. It's like I said, we are one of our probably the best window I've seen as a Liverpool fan is summer 2018 when there was a World Cup on.
Mm-hmm.
There was a World Cup on that summer, and we had a brilliant window that summer. You could say a transformative window. We signed like Alisson that summer as well. I just think the tournament thing, and the tournament thing is like I said earlier on, I do understand it affects things. I did say this earlier on, but to me, you could still get business done during the tournament. You could still get business done earlier. And
ideally you want to, but if your new manager says, which Stroll said, and it pays, which Stroll said before Stroll, I'm about Stroll on this. The manager says, I'm not going to make any decisions till I assess the squad. As much as I'd want us to get business done, I understand that because he has to see them. If I'm a manager,
but don't you think Arne Slot has watched videos of Liverpool before?
Well, here's the difference. So I respond to that. In regards to watching videos is one thing, but how the training. You know what I'm saying? You might not rate a player, but see how he is in training and go, okay, I see why you are around because you are great from morale. If I ask you to do a job that you don't necessarily want to do, maybe you do it. Maybe the better player, maybe you don't like his attitude. Maybe you ask him to do something, or maybe you just don't gel with people from a personality standpoint. So I get saying I need to assess the squad myself. Because same way, if you've watched Liverpool week in, week out for years, Ryan. If you was going to be the manager, or Stroke was going to be the manager, you would want to assess the squad yourself in regards to interacting with these players. On field is one thing, but off the field's a whole other thing. But yeah, go on, Stroke. Go on.
So I know you mentioned when we did the business in 2018 in the World Cup. What is the big difference between 2018 and now?
Tell me.
We had a settled manager.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's common sense.
Yeah.
It's the difference. It's common sense.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to walk into a role and go off second-hand information until you see something, or until you see people live on the training pitch, how they responding to your drills. Because Klopp might tell him that, let's just use him as an example, that Wataru Endo is not great at doing this, and this. And then you see him on the training field and you go, actually, why has he said that to me? He's been unbelievable for the past 3 sessions.
Shouldn't it be obvious that 32-year-old Wataru Endo isn't exactly going to get any quicker or anything?
Using him as an example, Ryan.
You just used him as an example. He's not saying him. Yeah, he's not saying him. He's saying it could be with Endo. Say for I will use, I don't know. Yeah, say it's Curtis Jones. Someone could have told him Curtis Jones is awful at this, and this. And then he watches him and he goes, he's actually decent at this, and this. Or someone could say Curtis Jones is brilliant at this, and this. And you watch him and you go, nah, he's bang average for whatever you're trying to do. Because all managers do require different things from, how system-based football is. So I get that from Slot's point. That's actually very sensible. This is very smart.
And this is Slot. And honestly, right, it's almost as if you just want to moan for the sake of moaning 99% of the time. Because I've got the screenshots of you arguing with me for an hour, telling me opportunistic means main target, and you've just sat there now that Flawless is here and you're scared of getting in trouble and openly just said it's an opportunistic signing, which isn't main target.
Signing is a main target though.
No, it's not. Flawless, please help me.
It is a main target, bro. Leny Yoro was seen as a target that was too good to turn down.
I'll explain it's different. Opportunistic and being main target is different. I'll put this into you're out on a night out. You know what I'm saying? You're looking for Gyal because you're out there. You'll have Gyal who you see in there and you'll go, oh yeah, I really like her, main target. Then afterwards, if you're in the night and you ain't bag nothing, you in the food shop. Opportunistic. Why you think man?
No,
that's the same shit. It's the same thing. Why do you think man them in the, and I'm sure you've been out on nights out. There's man them who are in kebab shops and pizza shops and all that and fast foods who ain't even ordering food. Yeah, they even ordering food because they just there see what's out there.
In my but an opportunistic signing is Leny Yoro was seen as a too good an opportunity if he became available for Liverpool to turn down. And that's what Liverpool thought at the end of the day. Liverpool view him as a generational talent. That's what they said. Mm-hmm. And he was too good an opportunity. If he became available, I didn't go to Real Madrid, that Liverpool would go all out to try and get Leny Yoro. That is, to me, as a main target.
No, in my opinion. That's never a main target. It's not a main target. And it never will be a main target. Well, then he becomes
a main target if he becomes available. Because Liverpool would then go all out to try and get him.
But we didn't go all out.
Yeah, we didn't go all out for other reasons, but we were told that if he was open to coming, we would go.
Let's just use your logic for a minute. Let's just use your logic for a minute. If he was a main target, as what you're trying to capitulate in your mind and try and make everyone believe it's a main target when it's not the same. If he was a main target, Liverpool would have broke the bank and gone and outbid Manchester United. They'd have paid more on agent fees and they'd have offered him a higher wage if he was a main target, which tells you that's not a main target.
No, it doesn't, because that would mean in what you said, Liverpool wouldn't break the wage structure for it.
But he's a main target, so we broke everything for Van Dijk when he was a main target. See how we moved different.
He's saying to do the further. What Stroh is saying to you there, Ryan, is that if Liverpool looked at him and said he is our main target, you would go further. You would break the bank for him in regards to transfer fee, wages potentially, bonuses, incentives, all that stuff. Where it was just like, okay, if Yoro was available at the right price for you lot, you probably go in and sign him. But you probably looked at it.
The opportunistic signing.
The fee's not is that. That's what it is. Yeah, it's probably
and what happens is Manchester United come in and they offer more to the agent, they offer more to the player, they offer more to Lille. Hence the reason why Real Madrid were holding out and holding out and holding out, because they wanted Yoro to say, no, I'll stay at Lille another year and I'll come to you. Because they thought they had that deal in place with Yoro and his agents. But what happens in football is things can change very quickly. Look at Casado last year. 115 million for us. And then suddenly Chelsea come in with a higher agent fee, and lo and behold, he's no longer travelling to go and do his medical at Anfield. No. He's going to go to London instead.
Nah, Casado's agents played Liverpool. That's what happened, really.
Come on. But
they played Liverpool, bro.
Reality of the situation is opportunistic signing does not translate to main target and never will. Ever.
It's just if there's literally target. The names in the eyes, if the opportunity presents itself, the circumstances that suit us, we are not going to go and be above and beyond. So let's say Yoro was available for 30 million and his wages were 80k. You'd probably make a bid. You probably make a bid, but that wasn't the case. It was, and I'm just throwing numbers out there, people. So I don't know the exact numbers, but just to state it for the example's sake. Let me get to this as well. Big up Warrior J. So these are Richard Hughes's comments. So Richard Hughes, it's hard to say and speak industry wide. I think naturally when there are major competitions during the summer, a World Cup, a European Championship, in this case, a Copa America and the Olympics as well. So there's a lot of football being played. Naturally, the attention is going to be there. After the flurry that there was in June, I think it will calm down in a little bit. That would be my prediction for the month of July. And then, like always, when August starts and coaches have had more times to work with players, I think the opinions will be more set at football clubs. And then you may see a situation in August, which is like in previous seasons. There's a little bit of a hurry to get things done and make sure that everyone's squads are in order. I don't think that this will be any different. Who knows what will transpire economically? It's hard to say and speak for other clubs, but that was probably the case in June and why situations occurred as they did. Big up to Warrior J. So that's Richard Hughes speaking on it, talking about, we've mentioned it, the Olympics,
but I would be more
Copa America.
I would be confident in my club maybe getting 3-4 signings, however many we need, even in August, if they hadn't had a history in the past few years of having windows where they only make one signing a summer. Or having a summer like they did in summer 2019, where they signed 3 players, but let's be honest, it was a 16-year-old Harvey Elliott, it was Adrian, and it was Seth Vandenberg. It's not exactly, So I would actually have more confidence in them making however many signings they need this summer if they hadn't had a history of those windows in the past. Or having windows where you only sign a Canate and then having a window where you only really sign Darwin Núñez. At the end of the day, how is that supposed to give me confidence?
Well, here's my question. So why are you piling all the pressure on Richard Hughes then when, one, he wasn't there when that happened, secondly, he's been brought in and he's literally just laid out the blueprint of how Liverpool are going to do their business, but you're moaning that you don't like the blueprint because of what's gone on previously when that's nothing to do with him? Where's the common sense?
No, that's one thing at the end of the day, but at the end of the day, Richard Hughes hasn't given me anything to get behind him at the end of the day. Like, his CV for me isn't that great.
The manager...
Let's be honest, he was only really hired because he's Edward's mate as well. Let's just be real.
All right, okay, so are we acting like Bournemouth haven't made some unbelievable signings for the past 5 years?
Are we acting like Bournemouth didn't get relegated and it took them 2-3 years to get back up? Pause. So what you're gonna forbid a man who we've all made mistakes? Liverpool made mistakes in the transfer market. Klopp made mistakes in the transfer market, but he got more stuff right than he did wrong. And when you look at Bournemouth in the last 5 years, the managers they've been able to bring in, the players they've been able to bring in, the style of football they've been able to implement, which comes from Richard Hughes, are we just going to act like that doesn't bode well because it doesn't suit your narrative? What are you smiling for? You know I'm right. He's done a half-decent job at Bournemouth last few years, but then he's been with...
He signed some good players.
Bro.
10
years he was there for, 10 years.
So he's gone from being a bum to doing a half-decent job. So by the end of the street...
Half-decent job last few years. Half decent, he did half decent.
Let me get to this from Sai as well.
And it took him like 3
years.
Big
up Sai, man, because he re-signed with a member of the channel for 5 months. Says Ryan, we have a good centre back and never Yoro was never our main target. We will not pay 62 million, and Yoro doesn't get much playing time in Liverpool, but he starts for United. I hear you, Sai. I think he does.
Tell me who the main target is.
I think he is. I think we'll find out. It starts for Manchester United, and I believe he was 40 million or 42 million plus.
It was add-ons, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's 42 million up front. 42, that's £1 million, and then plus add-ons. So if he's as good as people are making out, because I don't know too much about him.
No, he is good.
And the way everyone's, that's what I'm saying. Everyone seems to talk about how good he is. If he is of that level, we have one hell of a player on our hands.
No, you do, and this is one thing I'm conscious of when I'm talking about this deal. I don't want it to come across as a disrespectful thing, because I do think that this guy could be an unbelievable star. But
you think he could be it
with the structure that Liverpool have in place, and just to repeat myself, Ryan, I hope you're listening, the transfer budget that Liverpool have in place, we are not going to go and spend it on an opportunistic signing. Never going to happen.
That's fair. There was a question someone wanted to ask you as well.
I don't know.
We'll see find out. Juddy Sport says, is Stroll not worried about Liverpool doing nothing so far due to FSG?
No, and I'll tell you the reason why. Because so let me just address another situation that came up, which he absolutely lost his mind over, but would never answer my question. So I'm going to ask the question in front of the wonderful fans and see if I get a 16 out of 10 answer. So let's try this, shall we? Right. Newcastle United, we're going through PSR problems. Oh, you know where I'm going with this, Sunshine. Strap in, this is going to be fun.
I said we could still sign Gordon.
I don't even know where this is going.
Right, so,
go on.
Ryan, once again, and this is just the theme of this, has come into my WhatsApp having an absolute meltdown because he felt like we should have gone and got Gordon, right? Now, this is the problem. Newcastle United were going through serious PSR problems, which meant they came to us and they wanted to try and get Gordon out of the club for profit so they would be able to meet the PSR demands.
Yeah.
So they approached Liverpool with a deal. Liverpool have never been one to overpay for players. And the one time we slightly overpaid for a player and it didn't work was Naby Keita. So who was there? Who was there when Naby Keita was there? Would you look at that? It's the CEO of FSG Football, Michael Edwards. And he went, that's not a good deal because they now want to include Jarrell Quansah in it.
You should never give Quansah to him.
But my point is, you, for 3 days, had an absolute meltdown in my WhatsApp.
Are you not telling me there were other ways of doing that deal that didn't involve Jarrell Quansah?
No. And I said
there were other ways of doing that deal, bro. I wanted Anthony Gordon at this football club.
Flawless.
Yeah.
Right.
Go on.
I need to get rid of this watch, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm going to go broke.
Yeah.
I'm coming to you. Are you now going to overpay for this watch knowing that I'm desperate?
Absolutely not. You know what I'm saying?
Right, okay. So this is exactly what happened in the Anthony Gordon situation.
Talk about
when
what happened.
Jarrell Quansah wasn't included in the deal, they wanted stupid amounts of money because they needed it for PSR. So just to ask you the question, Ryan, for the 15th time, and I'm hoping you actually answer me this time, regardless whether you want Anthony Gordon or not, are you willing to overpay in that situation knowing that Newcastle badly needed it to try and get themselves out of debt? Are you willing to overpay for Anthony Gordon?
Give me a number. What do you count as overpaying for
Answer the question, Ryan. Are you willing to overpay?
Okay, before you even get to that. No.
If
Ryan,
me, I would pay 70 to 80 for Anthony Gordon.
So you think 70? That's what I was going to say. What was the valuation Newcastle put on him initially? What was the initial reported? 85 million. It's a lot still. And I rate him highly, but that's
Please repeat that because I didn't quite hear it.
It's a lot. And I rate Anthony Gordon like he's super. I was super surprised at what he did at Newcastle. He was the best left winger. He was the best left winger in the league last season, even though the rest left wingers weren't good. However, 85 M's for
flawless.
Yeah,
being a smart man, knowing that I'm desperate. Are you going to deal at that money, or are you going to be smart and try and haggle them down?
I would definitely haggle because I didn't know that. There was reports about Newcastle because there was him, Isak, and Bruno G. People saying it. So
of me saying this to you and telling you they were right for doing it, and you losing your absolute mind. I will come off this chat for 2 minutes, get all the screenshots.
I believe you. We know.
We can put it on here.
Yeah, we know. Ryan knows. I know. Everyone in the chat knows the screenshots are there. We know. You know what I'm saying? That's why even denied it.
Sit there. Because you've got egg on your face and try and say they were right for doing it when you've avoided my question.
It was the fact that they
weeks.
didn't manage to negotiate it down.
So would you have paid? Okay, Ryan. So Ryan.
Negotiator.
Ryan. Let me ask you a question. Would you have paid 85 million for Gordon?
85 million straight? Probably not. I would have paid 75 max.
So you would have paid. So it's like 10 million now. Okay, first. Obviously, it's not all up front. It would have been.
In installments, whatever it is. No, but Mike, also like you're up against, you were negotiating with a team who was quite clearly was very desperate at that particular time because they literally came to us and offered us a deal that included Anthony Gordon. So my issue is Michael Edwards is supposed to be an expert negotiator as well. Couldn't you have negotiated it down? Couldn't you have actually got that deal done?
Here's a question, because what happened 4 days later?
What do you mean what happened 4 days later?
They sold Elliot Anderson and got pure profit. They sold another player and got pure profit. And guess what wasn't a problem for him anymore? PSR, which
By
means...
the way, he's only got 2 years left in his deal as well.
Newcastle have gone from a position of weakness to a position of strength, which means if we then want to come back to the table, you best believe that 85 million ain't moving anywhere. So I'm not being funny. We've got Cody Gakpo at left wing, who was unbelievable at left wing in the Euros. We've got Luis Diaz at left wing. Until we get rid of a left winger, why are you going to pay 85 million when you've already said, Ryan, when you came on the show right at the beginning?
That's why I've said
areas we need to
that's
address.
why I've still said the only way we get an Anthony Gordon this summer is if Luis Diaz goes. That's literally the only way. I know that. I know we're not going to get Anthony Gordon and keep the others.
Right.
I know it's going to have to be the expense of Luis Diaz.
Saying you would just go and get Anthony Gordon first. Let's not play.
Okay, so let's go there. Wait, before we continue, over 57 people in. Well, there is 57 people in there. We're at 57 likes, so salute to you lot. Let's like check 1 2 1 2. Your click before you go, Ryan. 1 sec before you go. Hey, you lot, get us up to 60 likes. You're clearly entertained. Please share across all the socials at Sarcasm City TV. Twitter and Instagram, retweet or like on Twitter/X, share from the Instagram, and hit the subscribe button as well. It's rolled to 12K. We are in double digits. We are now double digits away from 12K. So make sure you hit the subscribe button. Like Warrior J said in the chat, are you not entertained, people? Now over 60 people watching. So run up the likes expeditiously. Ryan, what areas do you actually first team players, forget squad players, what areas in Liverpool side in the first team do you need addressing? So you're like, all right, go get me a player who plays first team in such and such a position.
Yeah, we need a forward. We just need an attacker.
Centre forward. So you're saying a centre forward?
Not particularly said, just an attacker who can score, who has end product, who can actually contribute with GA at the end of the day. We saw our problems with last season. Diaz and Nunes, fucking hell. They could try fucking piss in a urinal and it would end up in the women's bathroom or something. I don't know. Those are fucking useless, honestly.
Can I just ask you a question? When you say contribute with GA, what kind of numbers we're talking for GA?
I would say maybe 10 to 15 goals and probably like what Gordon got last season. What did he get? Like 10 goals and 11 assists in the league? Something like that. If you think he comes to Liverpool and that his goals could go up to like 15 in a Liverpool team.
Flawless.
Yo.
Pull up the DJ Khaled meme, another one. Go pull up Darwin Nunes.
Nah, I'm not having this. No. I'm not having this.
So what he's saying is you want someone. So Ryan, what you need to do is when Stroll says that, is say you want someone who's more efficient than Darwin Nunes.
Yeah, I should have said that in it. I should have said Darwin Nunes got GA, but my word, that guy is not efficient.
I didn't say that. This is for me. I've just railroaded him down the road to admit that Nunes is actually the player he's been looking for the entire time.
So Ryan, so let's say centre forward anywhere else in the team.
An efficient forward, just an efficient attacker.
You want a clinical striker. Makes sense.
You don't even have to be a striker. It can be a winger. Just someone. Anthony Gordon. That guy gets GA. He's efficient. He gets it.
So you're saying what? Gordon, Salah, and say Nunes. You'd be happy with that as the front three,
or even you got a Jota.
All right, Jota then.
But he was easy.
Gordon, Jota. That's what I'm saying. So it's like, all right, that's why I asked. So you're saying a forward.
I just want an attacker there, an attacker who can contribute.
Anywhere else?
We need a DM. Not even I'm not even talking like a proper lone six or anything. I'm talking like someone who can just break up play. Someone who's
a defensive minded
midfielder who get in there, break up play, etc. Not make us get run through so easily, fucking like we have done for couple of years now, to be honest. And then I think we need another centre back, ideally a left-sided one, I'd say, and then a left back. But I could also do with one of those like hybrid kind of left back, left centre. But like how.
So let's say, for instance, so you've mentioned
Calafiori,
forward player, defensive-minded midfield player to go in there, So you're saying, so if you were to sign like, and we'll just use Inacio as example because he's a left-sided centre back, you'd want him there.
I'm not really a massive fan of Inacio.
No, not him, but I'm saying like a left-sided centre back.
Profile.
You are a fan of, yes, of that profile next to a Van Dijk. So would you be cool with Robertson, left-sided centre back of that profile, Van Dijk, Trent, Alisson, defensive-minded midfielder, McAllister. We'll just use Curtis Jones as an example. Gordon, Jota, Salah. You'd be happy with that as an 11.
So you say Alisson, Trent, Virgil, and just
yes, left-sided centre back who's of quality, of a certain quality and a certain profile, left-footed.
To be honest, I don't really think Robertson is like. That's why I said.
So you want left back?
I want a left back, but if you can have one of those, because I'd be happy going in with like Virgil and Quansah back.
Okay, so you're cool with it. This is why I asked you the question because I don't know your thoughts on the first team. So you cool with the centre back?
But the thing is, I think we need. That's why I said either we get a left back and a centre back, or we get one of those kind of left back, left centre back hybrids.
It's your thing. If you're saying right, if we sign,
like Arsenal getting a Calafiori, I think Calafiori would be perfect for that profile.
So,
but it's because Virgil needs his minutes managed at the end of the day. He needs his minutes managed, bro. He's 33. He had like the third highest minutes of any player in Europe last season. The guy needs some rest, bro. He can't play every game. So you have to get another centre back in. Ideally, I think we need someone who can play left back because I don't think Robertson is anywhere near the level he was a few years ago. Okay. So you either get a left back and a centre back, or you get one of those hybrid like a Gvardiol, Ake, Calafiori kind of player. So that would mean 3 signings if you got the hybrid kind of player, which I'd be happy with. So yeah, that's what I think we need, to be honest. So if let's say you ended up getting I'll give you an example. Let's say Calafiori ended up, the Arsenal deal fell through. And we ended up going in and getting just a hypothetical, right? It won't happen, but hypothetical. So let's say you have an 11 of Alisson, Trent, Van Dijk, Quansah, Calafiori, like a McAllister next to a destructive, I don't know.
Yeah, did you just say defensive-minded people?
Yeah, just defensive-minded player. Yeah. And then you have, number 10, you have, I don't know, an Elliot or someone like that. I like Elliot in the 10. I think that could work. And then you have like a Gordon, Jota, Salah up front 3. I'd be happy with that, to be honest with you, going into next season.
Same question to you, Straw. And big up to Jason, says, love Straw on the Football Terrace. Back in the day when I watched regularly. Real fan with an honest and respectful opinion. This is facts. This is facts, Jason. This is facts.
I mean, like, no one likes getting their arse up live. I get it. This is one of them moments where you'll learn from it and you'll be better from it. It's fine. It happens. So let's get back to the arse whooping, shall we? So...
before we do that, no, sure. I want to know yours as well.
No.
Where do you see? Yeah, go on.
Listen, you know me. I can articulate very well. I am going to address the one area which I already heard him talk about, and I heard him talk absolute nonsense about. So this is part 3 of me debunking what he said. I want a defensive midfielder, like every single Liverpool fan. But there is a but coming. Liverpool, because of the transfer budget, are not just going to buy any Tom, Dick and Harry. There's a reason why we're being very selective in terms of who we want at defensive midfield. So I don't just want anyone that's a slightly better upgrade. I want someone of a Fabinho level that's going to come in and make a difference instantly. Because
there's not a lot of those, though.
It's tough to find, but they can find them.
They're tough to find.
Of that level?
Yeah, they're tough to find, but you got to go find them.
Did anyone think Fabinho was that level before he came in?
We thought he was good, but he didn't know it was that level.
We thought
he was rated.
Because for 2.5
was rated
years
back then, bro, at Monaco.
But this is the point.
United wanted him first, remember?
Yes, but this is the point I'm trying to get across. With the right coaching, with the right system, with the right players around him, we can get a defensive midfielder which will elevate our game exactly like Fabinho did. I don't just want to go out there and buy a number 6 for the sake of buying a number 6, because we have a manager that is tactically flexible in terms of he can play a 2, he can play a single pivot, he can build up with 3 at the back, he can build up with 2-2-3. Very flexible, which means that we've now got options in the midfield area, right? So I don't just want to go and buy a number 6 for the sake of it. If the right number 6 become available, like Casado, as you've already mentioned, then we will go and spend the money. I want a centre-back, because we need a centre-back. Matip's gone. Canate has injury problems. Quanson's got problems.
Quanson's,
Quanson's
Quanson's
not
still
got
young
problems.
at the end of the day.
Quanson's still young, so I want
Yeah.
another centre back. Ideally, I'd like a left back, and Nori is an example who I know that we have been in talks with. However, Wolves' valuation is incredibly high. I wouldn't mind
okay.
another forward. So they're the players that I want. But my point is, I have seen Liverpool in the past just go and spend money, Naby Keita, for the sake of spending money, and it gets you absolutely nowhere.
But Naby Keita was seen as a good player back then, bro. Like,
no, I know he was, but the point
and he was just unfortunate. Naby was just unfortunate with injuries, bro. That's what fucked him up. He was just unlucky with injuries, bro. That's all it was. Naby was actually a good player.
But
like when he played,
at the
he
same
wasn't bad.
time, the club had tunnel vision when there was, although he was a good player, there was better players out there available at the time which we could have gone and got, and we didn't. We had tunnel vision with him, which is the whole reason why I'm glad that we've gone back to the model of what's historically worked since Edwards has been in charge. The statistics model, because guess what came in from the statistic model? Jurgen Klopp wanted Julian Brandt.
No, I know.
Michael Edwards turned around and said, no, actually, output wise, you might want to look at Mohamed Salah. He might actually help you. And look at what happened as a result.
Yeah, I know. No, I do know that still, but at the end of the day, I just don't feel like you should let that position just, just go and, don't do any business. That you should still done some business on it, because it's quite clear we need an upgrade on Wataru Endo. Fact is, I've said this already. We challenged for a league last season with Wataru Endo as the regular DM. Imagine if you just got an upgrade on him, we automatically get better as a team. You think at the end of the day,
for a self-sufficient model, if the monetary value doesn't make sense, you're not going to make that move. Flores, can I ask you a question? Right, you're in a club, right? You've got 10 out of 10 game in terms of you go and approach a chick and it works every single time, and statistically, you're unbeaten. Are you then going to start listening to someone moaning in the background about you should do something different, you should move to a quicker, you should be doing this, this, and that, when historically it's worked? That's Ryan. We've gone back to the stats model and it's worked. And it's been an arse whooping because he's just left with his tail between his legs.
No, I'll be back. He just wrote in the private chat. He'll be back, people. Don't worry about that. Ryan will be back. And we'll get back to the Liverpool conversation in regards to Manchester United. I know you lot. What's this Rabiot thing? Really Sports Spot here. Rabiot is getting closer to joining Manchester United. Prefers United over Liverpool. And his entourage is in talk with both clubs. That's from Matt Romain, CG75. Don't know how reliable that source is, and hopefully it's not. I don't want Rabiot.
We know this better than anyone, right? For the past couple of days, I've seen the Rabiot links, and I knew straight away. The second I seen the first one, he's in talks with United. Because come on, bro, we've been doing from a third eye view, and we've been talking football for many, many years, and it's no coincidence that as an agent you link the player that you want to get the move, and it slightly stalls for whatever reason. You go, well, your biggest rivals after him, react, do something.
Yeah, I hear that. Keep him far away from. I'm not trying to see Rabiot anywhere near Manchester United. Talk about running the
Michael Edwards is never going to see Rabiot because he doesn't fit the player profile for us. It's never going to happen.
I hear that. Big up Sai for both super chats. He says here, Ryan, I think you'll see transfer targets from late July and August. I think Liverpool have a good squad. They need 3 players this window, and they will sign. We'll find out. Sai, remind me if you want me to bring that up to Ryan. I will do as well. Let's see what else. This super chat, he says flawless. Stroll is speaking nice, like a nice girlfriend who will listen and adjust in a relationship. A Ryan is speaking like a girlfriend who wants it all on his terms. That's just Ryan for you. You know what he's like. He will be back though, people. He will be back. He legit just wants to go pray, so he will be back. Big up for both super chats as well. Go on,
can go through Liverpool's actual targets, and I can go through what discussions have actually been had. Because the thing that makes me laugh the most is every single day, and there's a reason I've had to mute him, who we're talking to, what we're doing, and who do you think that comes from, even if it's 20 to 7 in the morning?
Why do you think I got him on mute and everything? I'm saying, I ain't got no time for that.
But my point is, all last summer, the whole Lavia situation, the whole Casado situation, the whole Gravenberch situation, I've got the screenshots from the second it started to kick off and the second it went through. So this is what I know for a fact. Wolves have got an unbelievable transfer fee for Aït-Nouri. We're big fans of Aït-Nouri. Have been for a while, but at Wolves' current fee, I don't think it is sustainable for us, and it's something which there might be discussions that continue, but as it stands, we're not willing to pay what Wolves are asking for. So Aït-Nouri has someone that Liverpool have liked for a number of years. Michael Edwards loved him a couple of years ago before he left, so he's someone that we are looking at. One thing I have seen over the past couple of days, and someone who I trust massively in terms of he's told me stuff in the past which has been 100% nailed on, is the brother Grizz. And Lakemba from Leipzig is really liked by Liverpool. Now, I would not be surprised if that happens. And guess what Lakemba is? A left-sided centre-back who can also potentially play left-back. Would you look at that? It's almost as if Liverpool have got a plan.
Yeah, I believe, as much as I'd like to believe you don't have a plan, I believe there is some plan. Even the manager saying, I'm going to assess the squad myself. And then your director of football turning around and saying, we'll most likely do business in August. Like, that makes sense. No, I believe that.
Secondly, once again, what started to ramp up over the past couple of days is talks of Edison from Atlanta. And we obviously played him in, I think it was the quarterfinals or semi-finals last year. And obviously we went out to them, but he was someone, the second you watched him in the final, when you watched him against us, he was just a different level of player looking at him. And he's someone which I know that we do like. He's someone I know that we have openly discussed. And lo and behold, it's no surprise that recently, for the past couple of days, those kind of talks have started to pop back up. So, and what's he? A defensive midfielder. And then, lo and behold, the Anthony Gordon thing keeps cropping around because Anthony Gordon is a lifelong Liverpool fan. And guess what happened when Newcastle offered him to us? His agent, Anthony Gordon, was willing to do the medical whilst he was away with England. Anthony Gordon has had his head turned. Anthony Gordon has had his heart set on Liverpool. And what did Anthony Gordon do when he wanted to leave Everton?
Kicked up a fuss. He kicked up a fuss. I remember, who was it? Daryl joined, who's an Everton fan, and he was talking about it because he was mentioned how he kicked up a fuss and he left him, and he was like, "Yeah, fuck Anthony Gordon for the way he did that." And where to.
So, from the fact that Newcastle are now in a position of power with Anthony Gordon, do you really not think that Michael Edwards is just going to sit back and wait and see if Anthony Gordon does what Anthony Gordon's done previously?
Yeah.
And in a transfer request, all right, okay, that 85 million, well, that comes right down. So he doesn't even want to be with you anymore. Now let's talk proper business.
Yeah.
That Anthony Gordon move is there. I don't think it will happen this summer. I wouldn't be surprised if it happened next summer. But he clearly wants to play for Liverpool because it's his boyhood club, and I understand that. So that move's there. There's also, at the same time, three things which Ryan is massively forgetting, which Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards have a massive job of doing. Number one, Virgil van Dijk. What do you do with Virgil van Dijk? Contract running out in 12 months, 18 months. How do you sort that one out? He's the captain of the club. He's Dutch, so naturally he's going to be one of Arne Slot's biggest go-tos in terms of just relationship and similar area.
Culturally, from a culture standpoint, from a culture standpoint.
And also, Virgil van Dijk is someone that can bridge the old with the new. He's also the player where the players might have an input on something, and they go and talk to Slot and go, actually, can you try this? And he might actually do it. Virgil van Dijk's the perfect person. Then you've got the generational right back. The right back that was at fault in the Euros final for Nico Williams. Oh, actually, wait, wasn't Trent, was it? Because, Trent's going to cost you in a big European final. Yeah, I can name 5 times Kyle Walker was at fault, including one of them. He was 10 yards behind everyone else and played every fucker on side. But, Trent's going to cost you in the competition. Cool. Trent's contract's coming up. So that's something which he needs to discuss and sort out because Trent has made it abundantly clear he wants to be a Liverpool legend. However, Real Madrid are also lurking, which is a problem.
Real Madrid are Real Madrid. That is true.
Real Madrid are Real Madrid. And the problem with Real Madrid is they've got Jude Bellingham there, and them two are best mates. There's a reason why we called him Agent Hendo
And you'll see interviews with Conor Cody, where Conor Cody's talking about they would sit there away in England duty and they would try and convince Jude Bellingham to come, right? So that happened. So that's something which Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards need to address. And then the biggest one, or the next one, shall I say, is Mohamed Salah. Because, and people don't quite understand when I say this, right? So I'm just going to speak it abundantly clear. If Mohamed Salah goes to the Saudi League, that is the biggest signing the Saudi League will ever make, because he is a Muslim player. He is their dream player to go and get. So what happens then is Liverpool are in a position of power. There's a reason they were willing to offer £150 million towards the end of the transfer window, because this is the biggest coup that league will ever get. He's got a year coming up on his contract. So what do you do with that? So this is the point I'm trying to make. Although it looks like Liverpool seem quiet, there's a plan in place, and the plan's been made clear to everyone if they want to listen. Or you can just do Ryan's approach and put your fingers in your ear and go la 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 and just pretend that nothing's happening because you don't want to listen.
Big up, old man.
And then you've got the contract situation which needs to be dealt with. So there's stuff going on in the background. And also at the same time, Richard Hughes, one of his jobs as a sporting director is to make sure that the manager is settled, is to make sure that the manager is comfy, is to make sure that the manager's transition from moving to Feyenoord, replacing one of Liverpool's best ever managers in recent years, that goes smoothly. And how do you do that? You're at the training ground, you help him with press conferences, you have a look at some of the players that are in there, you do the statistical stuff, you also then go and talk to Michael Edwards. Right, okay, bring me your black book. What players were you looking at and stuff? Let's try and figure out how we can help Slot. Let me know what players you're not liking the look of, what positions you think we need to strengthen. Right, okay, now let's go and do a bit of work. Because Liverpool have always been a statistical model, you're not just going to go and buy anyone random. A lot of statistics come through, and I'm going to go back to the point, because Flawless, you walked off, and I just want you to repeat. I want you to hear this, because this is probably the first time I've seen Ryan actually agree. And it hurt him to agree, but he agreed.
What did he agree on?
Jurgen Klopp wanted Julian Brandt. And Michael Edwards said, actually, statistically wise, I've been having a look at the computer, which Liverpool use. Mohamed Salah's probably the one you need to go and get, because he will deliver a bigger output. And guess what happened? Liverpool went and bought Mohamed Salah. And then Liverpool went and bought Fabinho. And then Liverpool went and bought Alisson Becker. And lo and behold, we won everything.
Yeah, you did.
Unfortunately. So this panic of just go and buy for the sake of buying doesn't work. So Flores, let's just go back to the initial point before Ryan left. Yeah. If you are in a club and you've got 10-10 game, and you know you've got 10-10 game, and you've got the stats to back it up, you're not going to listen to some random guy in the back going, oh, you should have done business earlier, she's been sat there all night, there's a deal there to be done. No, you're going to do what's worked historically, and you're going to take the chick home. What a surprise.
That's fair. And let me get to this as well. Switching back, big up to you, Leny Yoro Hive already, early. Salute to you, man. You early with that one. Just then, talks over Ugarte appear the most advanced at this stage, but there was some interest in the Real Sociedad defensive midfielder Martin Zubimendi. That's from at Telegraph.
I don't think Zubimendi wants to leave Spain. I think.
Yeah, don't know how reliable that is. I don't know a lot about Zubimendi. Again, he's very much like Yoro. I hear a lot of good things. When I hear people talk about him, they say how good of a player he is. Ugarte, I also like. If it's Zubimendi, yeah. People talk about him all the time. I've not heard anyone say he's a bad player.
No, Zubimendi is. I would love Zubimendi.
I'm saying everyone seems to have that's the type of response I hear.
Ugarte, you agree personal terms with Ugarte?
Agree personal terms with Ugarte, yes. Yeah, Ryan's not a fan, which makes me even more convinced he'll be a good signing. So I'm with that. Because Ugarte
is exactly what United need. He's not technically the best ball player. He's not the most progressive player, but you need a dog in there to pick the ball up. You've got the likes of Bruno Fernandes, which will help complement him. He would suit United down to the ground. So from a United point of view, what a surprise. Stroll's not being biased because he actually likes football and watches a lot of football. Ugarte is a great signing for Manchester United.
I think he's a good signing. He adds so much needed athleticism, energy, bite, and defensive nous to our midfield, which is supremely lacking. That's why I'm not saying lacking.
Defensive nous and bite.
Yes.
Next to the rising star, which is a Kobbie Mainoo.
Main event Mainoo.
And then you got Bruno Fernandes just in front of him in the 10.
Yeah, don't remind me of that, but yeah, I hear
No,
you.
but
Still got
you
a
get
way
my
to go.
point.
Yeah, I get the overall point you're making. In regards to it, looks like a more cohesive unit.
Yeah,
obviously dependent on, because I have no idea what Ten Hag's going to do and how we're going to play. So that makes it tough to assess these things. However, Ugarte for the right price, because I've said price point is key with him. Anything north of 70 million is ridiculous. If we get him for 40, 50 million,
yeah, that's crazy.
I'm cool.
Crazy.
If they
After
start
the season
talking
he just
70s and
had as
norths,
well, that'd be crazy.
I'm like, yeah, we'll see. So we'll see what's what. But Zubimendi, I don't know how reliable the Telegraph
I
is.
prefer Zubimendi over Ugarte personally. I like Zubimendi.
I don't know. I've been a fan of Ugarte. I don't know enough about.
You see him play second half as well in the final the other day.
Yeah, he played well. He did play well. He played very well. He did, without doubt. And Dots is saying he's convinced. He's saying back to Liverpool. Watch. I'm telling you guys, Edison is going to be our first signing.
I don't think he will. Still, I don't think he will.
First,
he's the Atalanta guy, isn't it?
Yeah,
he's a good player. He's good.
Well, and Warrior J also put in about Manchester United exploring deal to sign Obi Martin after Arsenal terms expired. Arsenal made what felt was a fair offer, but youth striker decided to move on. 16-year-old visited Manchester United this week. Discussions at early stage plus others. Not Manchester City also keen, and that's from my own team. All right, first we'll see. He's 16, so I don't really pay that too much time as well. Big up Don C, been a member of the channel for 3 months. Tree right there. He says, Stroh speaks facts. Keep up the content, lads. In 16 out of 10. You already know this gonna be the show. 8 p.m. UK time every Friday. You will get the Manchester United Liverpool pod. All the pods have been back after Euros and Copa America finished. So all the way leading up until the Premier League, during the entire season, you will get the show. I'll be talking both these clubs. Obviously, more so Liverpool. And big up to Andre. Says big up from Zambia, bro. Hey, salute to you, man. I'm watching all the way from Zambia. Big up to my guy Eli. Says a guy is basically Fred 2.0 with less tech. One thing I will say, I think he's defensively much more sound than Fred. That's what I'd say. He's defensively much better. Like Fred,
his defensive awareness
is much better. But he has the same energy and that same type of bite and athleticism that Fred had too. Who finishes higher, United or Liverpool, and why? Currently Liverpool, because we still can't score. What do you mean you don't know? Who's got Ryan?
I don't know. I don't know.
Ryan.
This is you know why?
Go on.
It's just giving me vibes of 2 years ago. The same vibes. It's so similar to a couple of years ago, bro. That's what it is to me.
Who's scoring our goals?
Bro, who's scoring our goals?
The same guys that scored your goals.
Have you seen Diaz and Nunes?
How many goals did you lot score last season in the Premier League?
About 70 odd, was it? 70.
Okay.
Good question, Flawless. It sounds like someone could pull it up and have a quick look, and we'll tell you.
So you scored probably 20 plus more goals than us.
Considering you think that we didn't score that many, why don't you do us the honour of telling us exactly how many goals Liverpool scored in the Premier League?
It's about 70 odd. But
go and have a look.
We also scored more than them a couple of years ago, and they finished above us.
Stop avoiding it. Go and have a look.
But you know why we did that, Brian? And that's a very good point. That a couple of years ago we didn't score that many goals. But you know why we finished where we was? Because defensively we were sound. So do you think
you're getting that on point?
So do you think our defense is going to be the same? You trust us defensively, yeah?
No, but I think it'll be better, innit? Like what it has been. I just think the way this window is going, I have no confidence in us actually doing much. And you guys,
it's not about your confidence,
but what you need.
Yes, we are, but even still, I think defensive, because are you forgetting who's in charge?
Yeah, I've heard forget.
People are really.
But then we've got a new manager as well.
That's true, but I don't think he can. I don't think it'll be worse than I got.
Yeah, look.
I'm buying Slot, but like I don't know how good Slot is. I'll be honest.
We naturally are going to have a dip because let's just call a spade until Slot gets a season under his belt and I can watch him tactically. Because there was a line which Gary Neville said, right, and it's just stuck with me. Jurgen Klopp manipulates with games. He will manipulate a game with changes, and he'll change it at the stroke of a hat. That's with Klopp. A lot of people have him as a better manager than Pep. A lot of people has Klopp in the top 5 Premier League managers ever. So we're talking about one of the greats, right? We've just lost one of the greats. Slot is someone I have liked the look of from an outsider point of view, and I've not watched much football, not much Dutch football, but I watch a lot, and he's someone who, when you look at the play that Feyenoord played with, you look at the freedom, you look at the build-up, you look at the goals that they scored. He's a mix of. Pep has a lot of control in his games. He has a lot of control with the build-up. But then he also lets his players have a lot of freedom. But defensively, he's very tactically astute.
Yeah.
But I want to see, over a season, what that looks like when you've got a Carabao Cup game on a Wednesday night against a random team. I want to see what it looks like now in the Champions League in the new format. I want to see, because lo and behold, Liverpool are going to get hit with a 12:30 kickoff. And would you look at that? Ipswich, first game of the season, 12:30 kickoff. I want to see how he manages that after a Champions League game. These are the kind of things that I do expect us to have a dip. But at the same time, as you've just said, Ryan, not too long ago, in March, we were still in 4 competitions. So can you please explain to me? Can you please explain to me how suddenly, out of nowhere, because Manchester United have brought 1 or 2 players in, and one of them you said you don't rate him in Xerxes, how they're now going to finish?
No, I said I don't. I have doubts over Xerxes. I don't know how good he is. I don't know how bad he is.
I just don't know how you think we jump it above you lot. How far are you lot? If we put it this way, I think if you lot finish behind us, that means that it wasn't our greatness. You lot fell off a cliff, because I see us finishing no higher than 6. So that means you lot finished 7th, 8th. Again, I don't drink the Kool-Aid.
You're going to do more business, though. That's the thing. I'm just looking at the way the windows are going as well.
More business, cool. We are lacking, like we went through like what Liverpool need. We are lacking everywhere. Just because we've addressed it, yes. Do I like the signings we made? Absolutely. Xerxes, absolutely. Even though limited knowledge of him, I like what I hear about Xerxes. All well and good, like that. Yoro the same. Ugarte would be the same. Still need a left back. Still need another midfielder. Bruno is still in our 10. Our wingers are still absolutely shocking. Still need a striker. So we are lacking. Still got that goalkeeper in there. People forgetting about the goalkeeper. Yeah, the keeper. Let's not forget. So we have problems legit still everywhere. That's why I look at it and I go, I'm not getting giddy. Yes, I like the individuals we are bringing in. Cool. We are still far away just because we're addressing it. We're like a house that's derelict. But now, you know what? We've got in the house? Electricity and running water. And we fixed the roof. Ironic United and roof, but you understand the point I'm making.
Perfect example. If Manchester United went and signed an Ivan Toney, if Manchester United went and signed a goalkeeper, and if Manchester United went and signed a left back, I would then start to seriously be worried. But they've not signed an Ivan Toney, they've not signed a goalkeeper, and they've not signed a left back. And that's still not even addressing the other issues that they've got.
Like wingers, because our wingers are shocking.
Because you just want to be upset for being upset's sake, because we've not done any business. Let's just be honest.
How many times? Wait, I haven't actually asked this as well. Like,
before you go, hold that thought. Let me just get to this from Sai. Big up for the super chat. He says we need 16 out of 10 merchandise in India. Well, Sai, you are a member of the channel, so that means the shop is open 24/7. So I believe we ship to India. I'll double check on the website, but I think we do ship worldwide. So just send me a message. We'll get that sorted 100% without doubt. Because for those that don't know, even though the Sarcasm City TV shop is closed, if you're a member of the channel, it's open to you 24/7, 365 days a year. Just send the email. It's on the membership page. So yeah. The nephew says, wait, Unc, you need a left back, bro. Yes, fuck yes, we need a left back. We still need a lot. I keep saying this. We are a house that had nothing. And now any of us have come in and they've got electricity and got running water. That's a start. But we still need, you know what I'm saying? We still need a fridge. The bath still doesn't work properly. The shower still doesn't work. We got to lay down flooring. We got to lay down carpet. We got to get the actual lights in. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's electricity, all right, let's get the rest of the lights sorted. Wardrobes in. We still have levels to go. I think people forget because Manchester United haven't played for so long how bad we were. Our attack is still woeful, and we still have this manager in charge. Still. Like, people forget, even when Taza was here, who was talking? It was me and TJ. Shout out to TJ Warren. Make sure you subscribe to TJ Warren TV. And Taza was talking about getting gassed about the players we're bringing in. And then TJ said, what about the manager? And Taza was like, yeah, forget all that. Which is all well and good. If the manager wasn't in charge, I'd hear it. Because with these players, you can put a system and implement tactics and put a system in place that gets more out of them. We watched what happened last season. So unless this manager has a personality transplant, we're going to have the same issues. And when we played Rosenborg, even though it's only one friendly, we still conceded 22 shots. So we still have those issues. Yeah, we still conceded 22 shots.
Wow.
There you go. That was all you need to know. Yes, to Paul, you say Malacia will be good. Having Malacia back will be good, and I'm a fan of Malacia. Malacia is a squad player. We still need a first choice left back. Now, if we have signed a first choice left back, Malacia is back up. As much as I want Shaw gone,
You
if
have to
Shaw's
remember
back up to
Malassia's not
Martinez, it'd
played
be
for
cool.
a year as well.
And I also add that into the mix as well. So that's what I would look at. And then you add in a Yoro. We still need a centre back. We still need a right-sided centre back because Lindelof and Maguire are nowhere near good enough. We still need a right back because the low 8 Wan-Bissaka could be out on the way. Look how much we need. The man are talking about us finish where? And even if we get all this, look who is on the sideline. You could give him whatever team. I think you could give him Real Madrid's team and it won't look like that. Give him City's team and it's not going to look like that.
But
Individual quality is what's going to carry us through.
That doesn't suit his narrative.
I don't want to be wrong about all this. I'm hoping.
It doesn't suit his narrative because Richard Hughes is a bum, and because Richard Hughes hasn't signed anyone, you're going to finish above us, and you're probably going to win the treble.
You do know if we were actually did what we were supposed to do this summer, we could actually get better than what we were last season.
Serious question. What are we supposed to do this summer when there's a new manager come in who's openly said he wants to have a look at players?
Klopp's been pretty washed for like last couple of years. Like, let's just be real. Like, he has. I love Klopp, but he's been a bit washed last couple of years. Let's not act like our defensive structure was an absolute trash last season. Let's not act like we were conceded the first goal in pretty much every single game we played and starting like shit in every single game we played pretty much. Let's not act like we conceded so many chances, conceded over 40 goals, getting run through all the time so easily. Our defensive structure the last 2 years has been absolutely trash, bro.
Can I ask you a question?
Trash. What?
Why do you think that is?
Why do you think that is? Because of Klopp's tactics.
Nope.
And also because of the personnel that he actually decided to...
No.
What? Go on, what?
Why do you think that is?
Go on, why? You tell me.
I'll tell you exactly the reason why. Because who remembers Jurgen Klopp in the first 18 months? Who remembers the football?
Yeah, his team was like that. Yeah.
He was exactly like that. But why was his team like that? Because he wasn't backed and he didn't have the funds to go and get the actual players he wanted. What happened was we sold Philippe Coutinho for £142 million. And as a result of that, because we're a self-sufficient model, we were then able to go and buy Alisson Becker and Virgil van Dijk. And they made a difference. And we also then went and sold Jordan Ibe for £25 million, which was absolutely ludicrous. We also then went and sold Dominic Solanke, who only played one game, which was Huddersfield in the last game of the season of 2017-2018. And guess what happened as a result of that? Who did we buy? Oh, Fabinho pops up out of nowhere. And look at the difference. So the reason why we have been playing a lot like that is because Klopp was never properly backed.
No, I'm not having this. Klopp is to blame. No, Klopp is to blame for a lot.
Let him land, Ryan, and then you can respond. Right, let him land, and then you can respond. Go on.
Listen to me. Hence Wataru Endo. Perfect example. Hence Gravenberch last season. Perfect example. Right? This is the point I've been trying to get across to you, Ryan, because I'm going to use a bit of information you give me to completely debunk everything you're about to say and once again carry this arse whooping on. So, Liverpool have a self-sufficient model, as I've said several times, which means that we have to sell players to buy players. Did you or did you not message me saying that Liverpool are in debt? Yes or no?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Right. And what did I turn around to you and say? No, just
that's why I got told by someone. I'm not sure how true it is.
Right. So, and what was my response?
Wasn't it kind of debt, wasn't it, or something?
But what was the debt for specifically?
It was the stadiums, wasn't it? I already knew it was for the stadiums anyway.
But why? Who do we owe the debt to?
FSG.
So let's just revisit that for a second. So we're in debt to our owners because they've loaned us money to go and rebuild Anfield, which tells you FSG aren't putting their own money into the club, which tells you Jurgen Klopp hasn't been backed properly, because if Jurgen Klopp was backed properly, we wouldn't be in the issue we're in now.
But this is where...
Hence the reason why a lot of Liverpool fans, and Flawless, you know me, I've been singing this from Third Eye View days. I want FSG out, and I want proper owners that are willing to put money in and get Liverpool back to where we are, because you've already said, Ryan, when we won the Champions League and we only went and bought Harvey Elliott and a Sepp van der Berg, that's not acceptable. Do you think that's Klopp's decision, or do you think that's FSG?
No, I think that was... No, but I go back to the... No, I think that was probably FSG that summer, obviously, but I go back to the summer. Remember, when I'm speaking about Klopp right now, I'm speaking about Klopp last couple of years when I said he's been washed. Obviously, he wasn't washed before that. He's
Because
the
his
best,
hands
probably the
have been
best. He's the
tied.
best manager in the world for a time, but last couple of years he's been pretty washed, in my opinion. You look at that summer 2022, just after we missed out on the quadruple, we went and only signed Nunes when we all know we needed at least one or two midfielders at the end of the day. We all knew it. We all weren't dumb. And yet Klopp, we tried to sign Aurelien Tchouameni that summer. We couldn't get him. Fine. You know, he chose Real Madrid. It happens. Klopp clearly saw that as an area that needed to be addressed because he went after Aurelien Tchouameni. But then after not getting Aurelien Tchouameni, he decides, no, we're all fine. We'll just keep the midfielders we got. We won't get anyone. But then, and he said that. But then with a week to go in the window, says, oh, we're going for a midfielder now. You're all right. I was wrong. That's what he said. Those were his words in a press conference. Those were his words.
What happened? Don't pick and
sound
choose the
fucking
argument.
Arthur Melo.
Nope, don't pick and choose the argument. What happened?
What do you mean, what happened?
What happened that summer specifically, which meant that we had to go and get someone?
A couple of players got injured, I remember. But you're telling me, but Klopp was to massively blame for that as well. He literally said before that we don't need a midfielder. We've got every type of midfielder. But then you tried to go for Aurelien Tchouameni.
Can I ask you a question?
What?
Flawless, you seem to be the only one that is actually, you know.
I'm just saying, mediating. I'm hearing both. Go on.
So, for example, right? I want to negotiate for a player. I need a centre midfielder. You now know I need a centre midfielder. Are you going to give me a fair price?
Absolutely not. Because I know you need it. I know you need a central midfielder.
So if I'm a football club and I'm a manager and I want Tchouameni because I feel like he could really unlock something in this Liverpool team because Fabinho's starting to lose his legs and I feel like he's the next gen which could take us up a level, am I going to openly go, I'm going after Tchouameni, which means that the transfer price goes up 20, 30, 40 million, or I'm going to say, you know what, we're set, we don't need anyone, because then when we start to have conversations, we can actually get a fair price.
So where do you stand with, because people in the chat are mentioning this, so I push back. This is not me, I'm just asking.
Yeah.
Because they're saying about he signed Szoboszlai, he signed Gravenberch. Do you not see that as when you're saying backing, you're not talking about the money that was spent, you're talking about the players who was targeted. Is that where you stand when you say he wasn't backed? You don't think he was given his first choices? Yeah, go on.
No, sometimes both. And I know this for a fact.
Okay, talk about it.
So, perfect example, right? Last season, I came on the show not too long ago, and we were talking about the rebuild of midfield, right? And Ryan was one of the ones who was utmost against it because it wasn't a success. I was arguing that based on the season before and where we finished, to what you just said then, we were still battling for 4 competitions in March, proved that to a point it was a success. But do you honestly believe that Jurgen Klopp wanted Wataru Endo?
You called it a massive success. That was my issue with it.
Yeah, because compared to the season before, it was. Because
shouldn't be the benchmark, though. We finished 5th. It shouldn't be the benchmark. We should be looking at that season and saying, oh, because we were better than that season, it's been a massive success. That season should never have happened in the first place.
Also, Ryan, and as much as it is fun to just completely debunking everything you're saying, if you go back and watch that episode, and I actually was able to express my opinion instead of being interrupted, G agreed with me, and everyone on the panel then suddenly agreed with me.
No, they didn't agree it was a massive success. They didn't.
You can go back and watch that show, people, but I will get the panels back, them panelists back on.
My point is, right, compared to the season before, the fact that we finished in the position we did with cup competitions and the fact that we were able to get players in with actual legs compared to the likes of Jordan Henderson, Fabinho, who were really struggling, the midfield transition was a success. And the reason why I say it's a success is purely because, Flawless, you played for many teams over the years, correct?
Yeah.
You go through a whole transition of brand new players, it takes time to bed them in. The fact that you've managed to bed them in that quickly, whether you agreed of it's quality enough players or not, and you still managed to compete at the highest level right to the end, and you still managed to pick up a cup win, that's a success, whether people want to admit it or not. Do I like the players that were necessarily brought in? No. The reason why is because if we were backed properly by FSG, we would be able to go and get better players. And so
you're talking about the level of players that you was getting.
Leny Yoro.
No, but if you have a look at because this debate came up from me saying that I think Klopp last couple of years has been pretty washed, even without the signings, which I still put a lot of it down to him because, like I said, he was in control of a lot of the transfer activity as well. You look at it and you say his tactics should have been better. Even without a proper brilliant DM like a Fabinho, our defensive structure was so trash. It was unbelievable, bro. It was so bad. Let's not deny it was, bro. It was terrible.
I'm not saying it wasn't
And then
bad.
his
Right? But
tactics should have been better, bro. What I'm saying though is if we had good business this summer, we might not have to go through a dip with Slot. Slot could actually improve us. Because all you need to do is improve the structure there on the pitch. Because our structure last couple of years has been terrible. Let's just call spade a spade. It has. Anyone can watch us. The amount of chances we concede is ridiculous, bro.
But at the same time, there's a reason for that because he wasn't backed properly. So what Klopp had to do...
His tactics should have been way better, bro.
No. How? Right, so you're honestly telling me... So you're honestly
okay, so let
me
me answer this.
now,
No. So what would you... Okay, so Ryan, let me ask you then. Go on, this is your time. What would you have liked to have seen Klopp do differently at that point?
Improve the defensive structure of the team.
Okay, go on. How? Well, so you'd like to see him be more defensively sound? What, play 2D? Would personnel? Is it a line dropping? What would you have liked to have seen him have done? Fullbacks not bombing on? I'm asking.
I don't know, like, at the end of the day, but at the end of the day, find a way to make us not get run through so easily in every single game we pretty much played. It was so bad. We were conceding the first goal in every game for a reason. You're telling me we conceded the first goal in games continuously for 2 years, and you're telling me that's not a coaching issue? You're actually telling me that's not a coaching issue? That is a massive coaching issue. Conceding the first goal in pretty much most games in 2 year period straight. That's worrying, bro.
That is a
the amount of chances we concede as well, ridiculous. There's a reason why Alisson was getting hyped so much. Alisson, brilliant keeper, Alisson, best keeper in the world. But there's a reason why he was getting so much credit last couple of years, because he was having to do so much.
I know all about that.
And you know what? I think the reason why... what do you say?
I know all about that. Bad defensive lines, conceding so many chances. Yeah,
but you know what it was, Flores? You know, do you want to... The main reason why I think we improved last season compared to the season before was because some of our top players, our world-class players, stepped up from the previous season. Virgil van Dijk was poor in that 22-23 season. He was poor. But last season, he was brilliant for most part of the season. He was fantastic. At the end of the day, when you get in massively improved Virgil van Dijk, you're going to improve massively as a team because he's that good. Same with the Trent. When Trent played, but then you had a Conor Bradley come through last season who did well as well. And then you had Salah, Salah was poor, when he came back from injury. But when he played until he got injured, he was good last season, innit? So the thing is, our players from the previous season who weren't great, our world-class players stepped up. That, for me, is the main reason why we improved from that season. Particularly Virgil van Dijk's improved form as well. That was the biggest one for me. I think Jamie Carragher spoke about it as well on a show during last season. Having an improved Virgil van Dijk back to the top of his game was always going to improve us significantly as a team at the end of the day. So I don't think it was necessarily massively because of the midfielders we brought in. I think that had an impact, but I think it was just more to do with the likes of Van Dijk stepping up.
Fair. I hear that. Fair enough, Ryan. Fair enough. Let me get to this from Sai as well. Hey, Sai, big up for this super chat as well too. I actually missed this one. He says, "Flawless, you're getting bench here." Well, ha ha ha! You are so funny, Sai. Big up for this super chat as well. Says last season we signed Ryan and Endo because we didn't. I mean, yeah, it's Gravenberch. Yeah, he's saying Ryan. Yeah, signed Gravenberch and Endo because we didn't sign Caicedo. If Klopp got his first targets, he will have so much good results. It's FSG's fault.
I think this is a super chat. Right? I don't think we if we'd have got Caicedo, I don't think we signed Endo. But I do think we probably could have signed Gravenberch though. Gravenberch was a player they really wanted from the start anyway. It was just the fact of him becoming available from Bayern Munich. That was the only reason we signed him at the end, because Bayern Munich actually were willing to do a deal in the end, and Liverpool got him. Endo we wouldn't have signed if we'd have signed Caicedo.
So, let's get back to it then, shall we? If Jurgen Klopp would have been given his first choice targets, we wouldn't be in the position that we're in. So, Flawless, let's just ask a random question, shall we? If you look at the squad and you're not quite happy with the strength of said squad, are you going to go away from what your football vision is and have been historically, or are you going to set your team up in a very specific way where you can still go and get results?
To me, I get why Klopp he did. I would have done the opposite because that's just me. Because I would have adapted. But with Klopp, I understand why he's going the way he's going because you've had success with it. So you're gonna run it, and you ran it close. And if you're, you know what, if your attackers were better, you probably win the league. That's the craziest part.
I think that was more recent though. The attack cost us, but the way, like I said, the way we couldn't keep a clean sheet towards the end of the season to save our life.
But here the thing is, you couldn't keep a clean sheet. But look how close you ran both Arsenal.
No, I think both were reasons. The attack and the.
But if one of them was slightly better, hey, but
could have done it. Yeah, we could have.
And this comes back to my point of Ryan just saying ludicrous shit for the sake of saying ludicrous shit, because there was nothing wrong with Klopp last season. Klopp looked at his squad. No, there wasn't. Klopp looked at his squad and when I'm going to have to take a risk here with Trent being inverted, with certain tactical stuff. Perfect example, right? The Newcastle game. Virgil van Dijk gets sent off. We go down to 10 men. And what does Klopp do specifically? Makes an attacking substitution, which goes and wins the game.
This is my point back to that now. This is my point back. Klopp got, and this is one thing I'll give credit to Klopp for. Last season, we all bigged him up, gave him the credit for, and most of the credit he got for was his in-game management with his substitutions, etc. But you know what that also hints at? He wasn't getting it right pre-game. Why was he always having to make changes in the game that would impact the game? Because he probably wasn't getting it right before the game at the end of the day. Like I said, reason why we always conceded the first goal a lot of the time, that's a coaching issue. No one can tell me that is a coaching issue, bro.
I do hear that.
If your in-game management is always having to be so good, that hints to me your pre-game management isn't up to scratch last season.
If you keep conceding the first goal, that is a problem. Whether that's on the manager or the players,
that's a coaching issue, bro. 2 years straight.
But it wasn't.
Go on.
One wasn't 2 years straight.
It was 2 years straight. 100%.
Let's not exaggerate. Flawless. Please tell this guy, I'm statistically in a different level.
Guy, but he is the guy. If you say if it's 2 years, because we can't check it. We can't check it, to be honest.
I can pull up facts right now. It wasn't 2 years.
Stroh is the guy for this type of stuff, to be honest.
Number two especially, right? It wasn't. Here's a question, right? In 2018, 2019, 2020, what was Klopp's team hailed as? In control. Why was that? Why was Klopp's teams so renowned for that point? Because he got his first class target, his first point target, not an opportunistic signing, his main target in Alisson Becker. He got his main target in Fabinho. He got his main target in Virgil van Dijk, right? So this is the point I've been trying to get across to you for God knows how long, but you just want to pick fault with everyone else instead of staring at the one big issue Liverpool have got, which is staring you right in the face. It's FSG. Because if
I admit that.
Just listen to you, mate, because you're not letting me land, and I'm about to debunk what you've just said. The whole reason why Klopp has had to be such a genius in game is because he has got a squad of players which weren't up to the level of football that he wanted to play. So what he had to do was go and take a risk with the way he set up last season, specifically. What was happening was Kanai got injured, which was a problem, which means we had to throw Quansah in. Quansah's still new. So what happens is, because Trent's going inverted, means there's a massive gap on the left-hand side. And what normally was happening was, and it happened in the Champions League final against Real Madrid, and Konate got man of the match. Even though he was going to get man of the match until Courtois pulled off the performance of his lifetime, and then Real Madrid went and won it.
It was an overrated performance, but okay, I get what you
mean. But just listen to me for a second, right? What was happening was, with Konate, he is good enough, quick enough, powerful enough, but when Trent goes inverted, or whenever Trent was going forward, he was able to cover the right-hand side, and it wasn't a problem. Take Konate out of the situation, and the fact that you've now got a Wataru Wendu, who wasn't Klopp's first choice, there's not much cover on the right-hand side. Klopp understood that. But what he also then did was made sure that we got the ball forward quick. Look at the Arsenal game. Straight over the top, Salah, cut inside, bang, we're back in the game. So considering Klopp was so poor for the past 2 seasons, as you said, the fact that we're in 4 competitions in March, the fact that we managed to pick up a trophy, and the fact that, as Flawless has just rightfully alluded to, because he's unbelievable when it comes to watching football and he actually knows what he's talking about, if the attack was slightly better, and if the attack took the chances against teams like Everton, against Crystal Palace, we
you lot
would have
probably wouldn't do
actually
that.
I know
potentially won the
that.
league. So,
Yeah.
are you telling me that's a Klopp issue?
The attack. What I will say is the attacking side is
The
not.
attack was the
People talk about
personnel.
is the attack was
Even though
personnel,
he
but
chose
defensively,
Darwin Núñez,
I do hear both
even though he
sides
chose
of that.
Darwin Núñez,
Because the attack you do look at that with Darwin Núñez, but you should bury that. But defensively, yes, going and goal down consistently is a problem. Let me get to these two super chats, and then we go switch lanes to the Trent to Madrid rumors before we leave the show. But big up to everyone who is locked in. I've not done this in a minute. Run up the likes because there's over 50 of you lot in here at 89 likes. We want triple digits, people. Let's get up to 100 likes. Like check 1212 because you're clearly here, clearly entertained. Continue to get your questions in. Please just keep it Manchester United or Liverpool related, of course. If you super chat, that is a one surefire way to make sure your question gets read out. But hit the subscribe button on the channel. Sarcasm City TV, hit the notification bell because it is rolled to 12k and we are double digits away, people. I'm just refreshing. Right, we closer than I even realized. One sec. I'm just refreshing right now as we speak. Damn, we 55 away. So we gonna hit that expeditiously. We gonna hit that before the month's out comfortably. Big up to Andrew, right, for the super chat. He says Klopp did leave us in a mess, in my opinion. 3 players have 1 year left. His high line was too high. He bought Núñez, Diaz. They cost us the league. It's his fault. Damn.
I won't say he left. I wouldn't say he left us in a mess. I'm just saying what my point came across as is what the point I was trying to make was he didn't leave us in a mess. I'm just saying his management the last couple of years when it comes to the setup of the team and for games for me wasn't good enough in my opinion. But what I will say is, but my point is Stroll said he expects Slot regardless to have a dip next season. What I'm saying is, if we were actually serious as a club and got the business done this summer that we should be doing, I actually think that Slot could improve us potentially. Because to me, all he would have to improve is the structure of the team. Because, like I said, the structure of the team last 2 years for me hasn't been anywhere near good enough. That's what I'm saying personally.
What do you say to what do you respond to this though, Stroll, in regards to Klopp? Did you think he left you in a mess?
I mean, since when did Klopp become a sporting director and he dealt with player contracts?
Yeah, I agree with that part.
Fez. Let me get to a couple more.
He did have a lot of same transfers though. That's why he chose Núñez. But
well, okay, but since when?
But I don't think he's left us in a mess. I don't think he's left us.
Shouts to Sai for another super chat. Hey, Sai, you're a real one. Much appreciated. Apart from your United jokes, he says last season we didn't have a proper 6, but we finished third. And before that season, we have so many injuries in defense and midfield, overrun. How can you blame Klopp for that? Because of Klopp, we got results. Fez, he's giving Klopp credit. He's saying, the
reason why this is such a good conversation, right? And it's actually one which I never thought I'd say because Ryan's involved. I'm actually enjoying because, and let me explain you the reason why. I'm talking from a coach's point of view. Because I've done my badges, so I'm looking at it from a coach's point of view. When you look at the players that Klopp's got at his disposal, he's set them up in a certain way to go and get results. Regardless of how clunky it happens, results speak for themselves. Ryan's talking from a fan's point of view, just looking at it going, this isn't good enough to not being coached properly. When in actuality, Klopp had the belief in himself going, as Gary Neville said, I can manipulate these games. And it spoke for itself.
But that's what I said. His in-game management was spot on last season for the most part. But that just hints to me that the fact you weren't getting it right enough pre-game into preparation for the game.
We didn't get it right in the summer when he didn't get the players that he wanted. And he didn't get the backing that he had from FSG. How is it an excuse? You've just literally said that you agree and now it's an excuse because it doesn't suit your agenda. When are you going to learn?
What do you mean?
You can't pick and choose.
No, his tactics could have been better last season.
Get your ass off the fence because you're getting splinters in your ass and just pick a side.
So why were we conceding the first goal all the time?
Because Klopp set them up in a way because he knew he would still manage to get results. And I've just explained to the reason why we're conceding so many times.
Klopp set us up wrong because we
because Klopp has a style of play and he's never going to come away from it. Just like Pep. Pep is very selective in terms of what clubs he picks because it suits the style of play that he wants to do. And he's never going to come away from it. So Jurgen Klopp likes to play front-footed attacking football. He likes to play a high line. He also likes Trent to be creative.
Hence the reason why an England team can't get the best out of Trent, because they don't know how to deal with him. Klopp did. Klopp, come inverted, Ugarte, do me a favour, come and mark the right-hand side and make sure that's marshalled. Guess what happens, which has been happening a lot recently? Ugarte gets injured. And because we've not got the backing to go and get a centre-back, we have to throw Conter in there, who's an experienced. And guess what?
He's better than Konate, by the way.
But just listen to me. But guess what? He's then got a number 6, who's 32 years old, who's just come from the Bundesliga, and he's playing at the highest level he's ever played at, because he didn't get his number 1 target, which means that we are a bit exposed. But guess what also happened? We were exposed, and we still managed to climb the league and really push the top 2 clubs very, very close, because Klopp is an unbelievable genius manager, and he looked at the players he's got, and he thought, regardless whatever happens, I'll get a result. And that's exactly what happened.
First. And big up to God AEM for the super chat. Hey, much appreciated, my guy. Big up, big up. Good to see all the Liverpool fans in the chat. You know what I'm saying? It's not often I would say, yeah, big up to. It's good to see a load of Liverpool fans. But salute to you, lot, man. Coming there to support your club. I respect what he says.
Robbie Fowler, God has returned to the channel. That's why.
That's why I bring you. I said this already, man. Like, I know what I'm doing. I know who to bring in and who not to bring in. I'm fully aware that I have profiles too. I have an idea too. You know what I'm saying? Big up God _ AEM. He says, like the video and subscribe to Sarcasm City TV. Appreciate the super chat, my guy. Big up, man. Much appreciated. Shout out to all the mods, all the members, all the regulars, any new people, man. Big up. Like, I'm trying to get to all the questions, but you lot are clearly enjoying it. Laughing my ass off. This back and forth is comedy gold. Popcorn emojis from Warrior J. I'm enjoying it too.
Can I ask you a question, by the way?
Of course. Go on, floor's yours. Go on.
Are we going to speak about Trent after?
Yeah. We'll talk to Trent. We'll talk about Trent after. Yes, definitely. Yeah.
So, in being completely unbiased and just being straight level-headed right now, how many signs do you think we make this summer?
2 or 3.
Fair.
Bear in mind, I told you this 4 days ago.
What position? I forgot that, to be honest.
Bear in mind.
You forgot what you said 5 minutes ago. Never mind.
You ain't got
a Scooby, man.
So I'm going to repeat to you what I repeated to Flawless.
I actually forgot what day it was a bit ago.
I'm also going to remind you, right, of a conversation that we had. So let's just start with left back, Aiden Nori. Wolves are requesting a very high transfer fee, which means that might not happen. But
then we have to go and get Robinson from Fulham.
Just listen, which means that
I think he's a good fullback.
He's better than Nori, bro. He's better.
It's a position that we're looking at. And I've already mentioned a good friend of both mine and Flawless has also mentioned Lakemba from Leipzig. So there's a left side, or whatever it is, left-sided centre-back who also has played.
I've heard the Lakemba stuff.
Left back at times. So there's left back and centre back straight away. Guess what's just suddenly popped up out of nowhere again? A defensive midfielder. Hello, Edison. You know the player that absolutely played us off the park several times when we played him. And
we ain't really been linked with Edison that much though.
Guess what's just started to creeping over the past couple of days? Because
has it? I ain't seen it.
Guess what's happened?
I ain't seen it.
Guess what's happened? Players have started to come back and Slot started being able to have a look. But specifically, guess what player came back 5 days ago?
Who was it going?
Wataru Endo.
Oh yeah, you did.
Like, Wataru Endo.
Which means he's looked and gone, that's probably not the defensive.
Well, I've never seen any Edison rumours.
Ryan.
Oh, you're acting like Hassan, bro. Oh my days. Oh.
No, Ryan. Listen to me, and I can pull up the chats. We went through this Lavia situation last year. We went through the Casado situation last year, and every single time was I not 100% spot on with what was going on? Yes, I was, because I've got the proof and I've got the screenshots.
I don't remember, to be honest. I actually don't.
What a surprise!
He remembers, of course, he don't. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
So, but this is my point, right? So,
Edison
rumors are starting to pop up. Now,
no, they haven't.
Yes, they have. I'm
telling you. Show me where.
Right, as soon as we're done on this stream, I will send you 4 different things, and you'll understand. My point is, I'm not necessarily
offside. I don't want to hear it.
It's your guy, Abdul Hamid or whatever.
Oh yeah, the Nori guy.
Yeah, it's your guy, but that's his guy in it that he's always looking for. This guy's followed him on Twitter, notification bell on for everything. Don't lie, man. You unfollowed him. That's his guy, man. That's right.
It was the Sam who took that guy serious.
Anyway,
sure.
Anyway, my point is
Eddie as well, man. Shout out Eddie.
My point is right, and the reason why the defensive midfielder links have started to come up. I'm not necessarily saying it's going to be Edison, but there's a reason why defensive midfielder is now starting to pop up. It's because who's seen Arne Slot's first press conference?
Yeah, I saw
Seen
it.
the clips of it. And who's seen one of my very dear friends ask him a very specific
Pajak,
question?
that was a good. That was. I like Chris Pajak. He's a good guy. It's a good question. That.
So
Shout out
Pajak,
That was
shout
funny.
out
Plus,
Redmond,
have you seen that
always.
clip? That was funny.
And what happened was Pajak asked him specifically that in Feyenoord, a lot of fans are talking, it's a hot topic, that they play 4-2-3-1. And Slot's response was, whoever's told you we play 4-2-3-1 might want to go and get the coaching badges, because most of the time we play with a single pivot. Or we can build up with a 2, we can build up with a 3. And he mentioned so many different things, but the very one that was specific was the single pivot. And that's when every Liverpool fan's opinion started to change and went, actually, we now properly need a DM because he's not going to play a 2. So
I was going to play a single 6. Okay.
Hence the reason why suddenly links have started to come up with defensive midfielders, because guess what Liverpool are in the market for? A defensive midfielder, but not one.
There's no links,
and
though.
it's Tom, Dick and Harry. Oh my days, Ryan.
Edison's not like a lone 6 though. Edison's a box to box.
I don't know. Hey, chat, let us know.
He is. Edison's a box to box. He ain't a lone DM.
I know you ain't watching him week in, week out, so I'll take what you say.
I saw him against Just, bro.
Yeah, that's one game.
I saw him for Atalanta in the Europa League, bro.
It's one game. It's one game, 2
final
games
as well. Europa League final.
So you watched 3 matches and said, yeah, he's definitely.
That guy's not lone DM, bro. I know.
I'm not saying he is. He isn't. I'm saying you haven't watched him enough. You ain't watching Serie A.
Mohamed Salah was overrated. No one's listening to your opinion.
You ain't watching him. I'm definitely not taking what you saying verbatim. You know what I'm saying? I know you don't know if he's a lone DM or not.
So as I'm saying, centre back, left back is an area which we need to address, because Matip's gone and we need strength in depth in that area, especially with the injury problems that we've had historically, right? Robertson's now started to get injured a lot more, so we need to address that area. Midfield is another area we need to address in terms of defensively, right? Because depending on how we set up, there will be games where he might go with a single pivot. There will be games where he might go with a 2. So we need to make sure that we've got strength in there. I also think we will start to look at another attacker, because like it or not, at some point, Mohamed Salah and Liverpool's relationship is going to come to an end, and we need to make sure that we're in a good enough position where he can rebuild. No, he probably will. But my point is, that's not going to last forever, so we need to start putting plans in motion. So we need to go and get an attacker. That doesn't mean, though, Ryan, that we just completely fall to our knees and go, oh, Newcastle will pay you 85 million just because you want to moan that we didn't pay 85 million. We'll go and get someone that's actually of good enough value. So I think, like I said to you the other day, and I'm going to say it again, we will sign 2 to 3 players, because the entire plan has been, let's get the players back from the tournaments, let the new manager have a look at them, and then he can make a decision on who he wants.
That's fair. Let me get to these super chats as well. Oh, this big up again to you, side real one, man. Oh, yeah, shout out to Don C every single time. Says Stro is the teacher, 16 out of 10. Listen to Sensi saying, hey, big up to everyone. Yo, people really know. There's people in the chat who don't know your name or didn't know your name. It was like, is that the 16 out of 10 guy?
Bro,
You're
it's
really
like
that guy, you know.
It's like Mike's from Shameless, innit?
Who?
Like, the West Ham fan, Shameless, you know, in the group chat, Mike's.
Oh, yeah. Mike's, yeah. You said it like, yeah, I know Mike's in the group chat.
Like,
yeah.
16 out of 10. I didn't know you.
Yeah, I didn't know you.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
man didn't know you. Like, man literally just referred to you as 16 out of 10.
Yeah, like,
it's beautiful. Bad people in the chat were like, is this the 16 out of 10 guy? Hey, man, love it. Oh, I'm saying that. Love that. Big up Duncy every single time. Big up to Sai for another super chat. He says, Ryan, Pep has Rodri. He can do anything with a formation, but he will win. And if you don't have Rodri, you can see results. They lost all matches. Apply that for Klopp. He had Fabinho. He won all the time. He lost Fabinho. And played him centre back. He's saying he lost the match. Thoughts on this? This is talking to you, Ryan.
It was just the way I saw us last couple of years, bro. Like, just the way we were getting run through was just like, it wasn't normal, bro. So many times a game, bro. Basketball games end to end, like, honestly, bro, it took the piss at times. That's why I'm like, Klopp last couple of years, I just think the structure needs to change. It was like, I was talking to it with My mate, one of them was on Redmen TV. Actually, he's a good guy. And he knows his football as well. He really knows his football. He was telling me, and he was right, that as much as we love Klopp, a lot of games last year were won in emotion a lot of the time, based on pure emotion. You know, the kind of that kind of way of things. But now it could actually improve us if we, you know, a manager more tactically, you know, structured at the end of the day, more tactically flexible. That could actually improve us at the end of the day. We might actually start winning games based on, you know, our technical aspects of our game rather than actual emotion, which is why Manchester City and Arsenal were both better than us last season at the end of the day, because they were technically better teams than us. And they didn't have to win games really based on emotion. They won games based on actually how good they were as teams. So that's why I genuinely think that as if we have a good summer, Slot could actually improve us next season. We might not even go through a dip. I said if we have a good summer, we'll easily get top 3 again. We'll easily be 3rd. Whereas I think if we don't have a good summer, I can see us finishing 4th or below, personally.
Yo, you should be a politician because the way you bounce over topics is absolutely phenomenal and it's unbelievable to see. So let's just address the super chat for a minute, shall we? Which is exactly what I said 5 minutes ago. Pep has a system and he has players that play in the system. When you take a very vital clog out of the system, so perfect example, right? For those that like analogies, you see this watch, right? The face of it's absolutely beautiful and it cost me an absolute fortune. Take the face of it and there's clogs that are turning to make the thing go round.
Because Stroll got bread, that's why. Don't get misunderstood.
You take the clog out of it, it stops working. Take Rodri out of that team and it doesn't work the same. Hence the reason why City are in a position that they're in, because they can go and buy loads of different players for unbelievable amounts of money. And Pep will go and get his first choice targets every single time. Jurgen Klopp hasn't been afforded that luxury. So when he tries to get a defensive midfielder and he doesn't get his first choice target and he ends up with Taro Endo, that ends up in the situation that we ended up in last season. So are you telling me Pep's overrated?
No, I don't think Pep's overrated, no.
Right, thank you.
Nah, he's a bub. He thinks he's a scrub. But hey, Sai, big up again for another super chat, man. Much appreciated for real. Sai with a super chat, you already know, man. Fire emojis for Sai in the chat for all the super chats, and big up Don C and everyone else who's super chatting
think
as
Pep's
well.
a bit underrated, to be honest.
Absolute real ones. Absolute real ones. Big up to Ak as well, says big up Flawless, big up to you in the chat. But let's get to it. You know what I'm saying we're 2 hours in. I didn't expect the show to be 2 hours long, but people, the show must go on. Trent to Real Madrid. I don't know if there's any reliable. I've not seen any reliable sources say it. If there's anything in the chat, please let me know.
Fabrizio.
If there's anything in the chat. Did Fabrizio mention it?
Yeah, Fabrizio said it. Yeah.
Oh, Fabrizio mentioned it. Okay, all right. Oh,
It
so this got legs.
Nah,
Okay, so Ryan. Yeah, go on, Stro.
Going, bro.
Shut up. What Fabrizio said was that Real Madrid are looking at the Trent situation. Real Madrid are waiting to see what happens with Trent and his contract negotiation. The exact words were, Real Madrid like to deal with players who have got a year left on the contract.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. And my point is, everything I've seen and everything I've heard, it's still positive for Trent. For us.
It ain't looking good.
Why is it not looking good?
It's not looking. I think he's going. I think he's gone next summer. I don't think he goes this summer. I think he's gone next summer, personally. I'm genuinely worried. The thing is, with Salah, I think he'll sign. Van Dijk, I actually think will sign. I think Van Dijk signs maybe a couple of years to what the deal he already has. I think he'll actually sign. Trent, I actually think is going to go. I'll be honest. Next season, I think he's gone. But I don't think he signs a contract. We have to offer him literally everything for him to stay.
So you think he's Madrid bound? You think he's Madrid bound either this season or next season?
No, I think he stays this summer. I think he'll go next summer.
Stro, what are you telling me, fam? Is Trent Madrid bound this summer or next summer, or is he Liverpool FC like you for life?
No, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, right? I know that the Real Madrid pull is going to be difficult, especially with the fact that you've got Bellingham there, who's now flipped it on its head in terms of come to Madrid, etc., etc. Everything I've been told and everything I've heard from reliable Liverpool journalists and everything that I've listened to from podcasts from reliable Liverpool journalists is Trent wants to finish a Liverpool legend. And they are very, very positive, and they feel that the deal will get done when Trent is back from his holiday and they feel they can lock him down to another contract extension. And that's not changed. There's a reason why Fabrizio's tweet doesn't say, here we go, Trent to Real Madrid. It says Real Madrid are analysing to see if anything can be done. There's a reason he's not tried to pull a trigger yet, because they still have belief, like what I'm hearing, that Trent signs the extension. However, you've got negative Nancy in the top right who wants to just think that everything's an issue and wants to moan about everything. And he feels like Trent's just going to go. When
That
there's
Real
no
Madrid is
evidence.
different, bro.
Yeah, man, that's Yoro. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. My God, sorry.
Yeah, that was only because only because Leo blackmailed Yoro as well into saying you won't play for the full season.
Shoulda, coulda, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
He literally said you're not. If you stay, you're not playing next season.
Shoulda, coulda, whatever. And Madrid said we still not paying the money. You know what I'm saying? There you go. You feel
That's
me?
just Madrid didn't decide to pay the money for
I'm
Yoro.
saying the girl got thrown out of her house by the guy she's staying with, and she said, "Can you come to yours?" And you said no. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened.
Yoro didn't really choose you over.
And we
Yoro
said,
wanted to go Madrid, didn't it?
Yeah, he did. It's all well and good. You know what I'm saying? In that same way, Jez wants Beyonce. What we talking about? You know what I'm saying? In that we all want things in life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, sure. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
Sure.
He's
Sure,
good,
you know what I'm
innit?
saying?
She's
Yeah.
like,
Wait. She's good. Do you think I'm talking about her music?
what?
Do you think I'm talking about her
I know
music?
exactly what you were talking about.
Oh, because you said she's good in it. Like, I thought you said I was talking about her music. No, I hear that, but that's just Ryan for you, innit? I'm saying because he said she's good. I thought you thought for a second I was talking about her music.
I wasn't talking. I knew you.
I was just clarifying. I was just making because you said
now
she's good in it.
I now need to clarify. Are you talking overrated music wise or overrated looks wise?
He's saying looks wise.
Looks-wise.
He's saying both probably. He's probably saying both. Are you saying both? Are you saying both?
No, I'm not saying both. I'm saying
wait. So you wait. So you rate her music above her looks? Is that what you're telling me?
I didn't say that.
I'm asking the question.
I never said anything about her music.
I'm asking
I was
the
just
question.
purely talking about her
Do you believe she's overrated musically?
Do I think she's overrated musically? No.
Yes. Okay. So do you think her music is better than her looks?
I never said that though. I'm
asking you. I know you didn't say that.
I never said anything about her music.
I'm asking the question. I'm asking the question. I don't want to answer the question, you know.
I never said any. I never compared her.
I know you
to
didn't.
Her looks.
I am asking the question because you said she's overrated looks wise, but don't think her music's overrated. So what I'm asking is you know what? Never mind. We're just gonna keep it stepping. But hey, Jazz about to find you and punch you up. That's his woman. Big up to Sai again for the super chat. Says Trent will come back from preseason and he will sign a new contract before declaring whether he will leave or not. He will feature as captain. I think this is Salah's last season.
I think Salah signs. I genuinely think Salah will sign a contract.
And he also said this as well. Ryan, I'm giving so many explanations here as to why why a basketball game happened, because we didn't have a proper six and still we got results because of
got results because Virgil van Dijk is the best.
I appreciate the super chats, but please, I beg, just a couple comments or something like that. You're killing me, man. You're giving me hospital passes out here. I beg. You know what I'm saying?
And also, McAllister had a really good 3 months.
We got him giving hospital opinions.
Yeah, that's just right. He a whole hospital. We know this.
Well,
like, that's just him.
We got results because Van Dijk was on. Van Dijk was
on this.
Unreal.
Battle rap joke. For those that watch Loaded Looks to know exactly what Stroh just said. I said Harlem Hospital, give him beds out. But yeah, Sai, I beg you help me out with the comments, man. But big up, man. I appreciate all the super chats for real, man. Real one side. I really appreciate it. I really do, man. 100%. Nah, man, I ain't trying to get another 16 out of 10 moment. I've just never heard anyone say that she's overrated looks-wise, but rate her music. That's all. That's why when he said she's good, I thought he was talking about her music. And I was like, I've never listened to a Beyonce album in my life. But here we are, you know. We move. She got some bad boy tracks, though. I'll give her that. 100%. Hey, Warrior J, you already know, man. The absolute best at Sarcasm City TV. However, that being said, what you lot saying? Is he staying? Is he going? Where do you stand? I don't even know how we got there.
I think he's
gone next summer.
Yeah, he's staying. Okay. Yeah. What makes you so convinced that he's staying, Stroh? We'll start there.
Because of the reliable journalists and because of what I've heard.
First, what are you saying, Ryan? Why are you so convinced that he's leaving?
I just think the Madrid pull is too big. I don't think the Bellingham thing. I don't really concentrate on that too much. I just think Madrid's a bigger pull for anyone. I just think that I just we. The thing is, we'll have to. I think we'd offer him like. The only way to keep him is we'd have to offer him whatever he wants. Essentially, whatever Trent wants, we'll have to give it to him at the end of the day for him to stay. Whether we do that, I don't know. I think we probably would do it, but it wouldn't surprise me if we did it. But I just think he goes to Madrid, bro. I just think the pull is too big at the end of the day. We can speak about our boyhood club at the end of the day and everything, but I just think if he goes to Madrid, you remember he's going into his prime years as well, and I just think that he'll want to spend his prime years actually guaranteed where he's going to a club where he's guaranteed to win stuff, innit?
Yo, Liverpool, you don't win trophies, FA Cups, League
No, but I'm
Cup,
talking
Prem,
the leagues and the Champions League and everything. Madrid win them regularly, innit?
Yeah, but you lot have this structure, like, you know what I'm saying, with Hughes and Edwards. And let me find. I need to find it because I did bookmark this as well because there's more to the structure. You know what? Let me see if I can find it now.
No way you found it with the structure.
Nah, because I was because I bookmarked this weeks ago. One sec, and I was going through my bookmarks today. I do my due diligence, I do my research. I'm not just here running banter, running jokes. Let me see if I can find it. Hold up. Yeah,
Ryan, take notes of that. He does his due diligence.
I do my due diligence. Where is it now? Because there was a Liverpool fan who was running jokes like, I know who to blame if it all goes wrong and it's not Slot. Like, this was early on. Let me see if I can find it. Hold up. I got a lot of shit bookmarked. Still a lot of joke shit.
Slot's being set up to fail, man.
You think he's being set up to? How is he being set up to fail? He's got a clean hit. No one expects anything from him. As long as you lot don't finish like 8th, he's calm. If he finishes 4th, people will go, all right, first season. We're legit. If he finishes 4th and wins you like FA Cup or Carabao Cup, everyone go, all right. And then the second season, that's when the pressure's on. Then people will look more so performance. Yeah, here it is. I found it. It's on the Athletic. So how Arne Slot will fit into the structure. So you got Liverpool structure. This is from May 2024. So you got Mike Gordon, FSG president, Henry, FSG principal owner, Tom Werner, the chairman. Then you got CEO of football, Michael Edwards, sporting director, Richard Hughes, Julian Ward, technical director, Pedro Marquez, FSG director of football development, Billy Hogan, chief executive of FSG, Andy Hughes, managing director, Ben Latty, commercial director, and then you got Arne Slot as the head coach. So I do my due diligence, man. Have a mess with me. What are we talking about here? And yes, Ray is FSG.
So what do you think happens with Trent Flawless?
What do I think happens? Yeah, I think if they offered a big bag for him, I think it's dependent on that.
Yeah,
because I think Trent loves Liverpool enough to not kick up a fuss. So I don't think
he kicks up a fuss.
Yeah, this is the point I'm making. I don't think he's going to hand in a transfer request. I don't think he's openly going to say, I want to leave Liverpool.
He just wait for his contract to run down, which is why I said he'd leave next season.
Football club. Love Liverpool football. But if, let's say, you lot accept a big, I think if Real Madrid offer a big bid, you lot will accept. Let's say they offer 120 million.
Yeah, I think we'd accept. I actually think
you'd accept that. Then I think he would leave. Contracts, I think you probably tie him down to a new contract. It'd be interesting to see if there's a release clause in there, though. That's what I would say.
Maybe.
But I think
the only thing that works in his favor is
I don't think Madrid offered big enough money for you lot to sell.
Madrid's plan, I think, is to just wait for him to go down to to get him on a free next summer. That's
I think he signs. I think he signs a deal. I think he signs a deal.
Why are Real Madrid now having to operate with players who have got 1 or 2 years left on the contract?
Because they ain't got the money.
There you go.
That's just, to me, it's a smart business the way they do that, yo. Because
it's smart. It's smart business, but the hands are massively forced. Hence the reason why they needed the Super League so much.
You reckon it's to tie down with that? Fast. I hear that.
So yeah. Anyway, someone finally mentioned the missing piece of the puzzle, which I've been waiting to address, which is the whole reason why I'm super comfortable with the structure of Liverpool Football Club now. Julian Ward.
Oh, not that guy. Ugh. What did that guy do? Apart from getting a good deal for McAllister, apart from noticing McAllister had a release clause, what did he do?
What?
What did Julian Ward do for this club?
Do you know how many deals he was actually involved with Michael Edwards?
When Edwards held his hand, bro? Come on. Come on, bro. Michael Edwards was the main man, bro. We all know it. Not Julian Ward. Come on.
Are you being deadly serious right now?
Yes.
Well,
Michael
can I ask you a
Edwards was
question?
the guy.
So Manchester United fan, yeah? Been a Manchester United fan your entire life.
What is Julian Ward gonna do?
Just wait. Serious question, right? Sir Alex Ferguson. Yeah?
Yeah, what about here you go.
There is a reason why, among many, many, many Manchester United fans, there is a couple assistant managers who the fans absolutely love because of what they did for the players and the way that they implemented it. Correct. Phelan is the perfect example. So although you might have a main man, the number 2 is just as important. So
Of course,
Michael
number 2 is
Edwards,
super important.
Michael
Of
Edwards
course.
was the main man. Julian Ward was his number 2. But Julian Ward was the one who was going out doing predominant of the legwork to get him the analysis, to get him what he needs, to get him the contact information, to get him to where he needed to get to. Hence the deals that got done. Hence the £142 million for Coutinho. Oh, also, while we're at Barcelona, if you want to come and buy another Liverpool player, it's going to cost you an extra 100 million just because you want to sign Coutinho as well. And that's going to last for the next 3 years. And are you telling me that these two aren't absolute geniuses, that they made a club like Barcelona sign that agreement? The same club that sold Jordan Ive for £25 million.
Yeah, that was mad.
The same two that sold Ryan Brewster for £25 million.
That's crazy still.
The same two that went and sold Brad Smith, a left back who no one had ever heard of, for £17 million. Dominic Solanke, who played one game for us, which was Huddersfield in the last game of the season, he sold in for £29 million. The same two. But the bums, yeah?
Nah,
Julian Ward had his
Julian
handheld.
Ward, I don't think Julian Ward does much still.
They were both involved in everything. You don't have one without the other, which is why when Michael Edwards came back, guess who was the first person he brought back with him? Wasn't Richard Hughes, mate. It was Julian Ward.
Nah, Richard Hughes came before Julian Ward.
Nope. Julian Ward. Listen to me. Julian Ward and Michael Edwards when they left Liverpool and started running a business together, and they were doing a lot of stuff with the likes of Bolton Wanderers, and they were helping clubs come into the new age of statistic football and the analytics, right? So although, and there's a key bit here, although Richard Hughes was technically signed on first, there was always an agreement the second Michael Edwards came back, which meant Julian Ward, because he wanted a different position than the one that he previously held after he replaced Michael Edwards, he was always coming with him, and he was the first person he brought along with him. Do you want to continue to keep trying to test my logic? Because it isn't going to go well.
Whatever. I'm not convinced.
So
with Julian
before you go,
personally.
before we do indeed go, again, shouts to everyone in the chat as well. It's tough to say, so I won't even ask that. I was going to ask about like what you lot looking for from the season, but because with the window being open, that can change incomings, outgoings, etc. Ryan, anything you do indeed want to add before we close out, fam?
Just to the community, that watch us, that watch all these other channels.
The city, man. Shout out Sarcasm City, man. Real ones, man. Real ones.
Whatever you do, please stop listening to that bum Hassam's ketchup sauce information, please.
What did Hassam do? You're gonna have to clarify what Hassam said.
Hassam's making out like he's an ITK. He knows bit.
Is he?
We're interested. We want this player and we want that player. And we're in for this player. We're in for that player. Bro, Sam knows nothing, man. Like, come on, bro. Like,
okay, well, we'll say is
Sam gets onto me for everything. That guy knows nothing, bro.
And you know that how exactly?
Huh?
I've not heard him say this.
He did a Liverpool show a couple of weeks ago about it.
Right, but how do you know what he does know and what he doesn't know?
Bro, he doesn't know anything. Nothing's happened, bro.
You're not answering my question. Stop acting like a woman and just answer my question. How do you know that he doesn't know? How do you know?
We'll soon find out if you don't know.
I mean, this is the same guy who had to shave his head because he said Jude Bellingham was guaranteed to come to Liverpool.
Yeah, he just drank, but you should know this. You're a Kool-Aid drinker and he a Kool-Aid drinker. That's all. You don't enjoy Kool-Aid?
He's acting like he has some sauce. Oh, he says, yeah. I'm going to speak to my guy tonight. Like, come on, bro, sure.
Yeah, man, he might have a guy.
I can't wait to watch him. Yeah, Ketchup's a good guy, man. I know it, man.
Hey, I'm just saying, man. Maybe he does. I'm just saying. I don't know.
Bro,
Maybe,
Edwards and Hughes don't even know what they're doing. You think Hassam knows what's going on? Bro?
See, that's where you pull up. Like, we don't know if they don't know what they're doing. Like, we gonna find out. We gonna find out about them. But I think you're being a little bit, but look who I'm talking to, a little bit harsh about it. But you're you, so it makes sense. Sure, anything you want to add though before we close out?
Yeah, I don't want an apology.
Why do you want Flores to apologise to you?
It's nothing to do with Flores. It's between me and you. I want an apology.
Don't apologise.
Right, so
opportunistic
and main target is not the same thing. So I want an apology for the hours that you spent absolutely battering my phone just to argue for the sake of it. I want an apology for the fact that you've actually agreed with me with Anthony Gordon. I want an apology.
What did I agree with you about Gordon?
The money.
You don't overpay.
So on the money side.
Yeah, I think it is. But then it was up to Edwards and them to negotiate a deal. Then they didn't do it.
Because situations change. So, like I said, Ryan, I want a public apology. Because
Right,
everything
right.
I've said, you've agreed with and you've admitted I'm right.
I've got
It doesn't
nothing
need to be
apologise
public. You
for.
can WhatsApp me. It's fine. I'll
I've
accept
got-
it. You can
I've got
send it
nothing to-
via mail. You can send it via a bird to come to my house.
Pigeon, man. Pigeon, 100%.
I've literally got nothing to apologise for.
It's pigeon. You know what I'm saying? That's where you can send it. Pigeon sides. I mean, pigeon way.
I don't necessarily need an apology. I will settle at the fact that a lot of people got to witness the teacher school the student. That's all that matters.
We move. Let me see. There was a couple United questions I was gonna get to, but big up. Hey, Sai, big up for this super chat as well. Yeah, don't worry, man. If you're on the move, it's all good, man. I'm joking. It's all good. Don't worry about it. Appreciate all the super chats. Big up Sai for all the super chats. Big up Don C. Big up God AEM. Andrew Wright as well. Don C, who's been a member of the channel for the longest. Also, let's see. Did I miss any more? Yeah, and Sai obviously rejoined as the membership as well. And I think it was Thomason who asked me about Manchester United and talking about, well, here we go. Flawless. When are you going to challenge for the title again? 2026, 27 season. Depends how we move. There's so many. There's so many key. There's so many things. There's so many variables in regards to this. So that's why I can't say this. 2026, 27. Like, what's going on? Who's in the team? Who's managing? Like, there's so many variables. That's been at the start of the 2026/27 season. Also, if the stream is ended, just want to say Flawless is a fraud. Fuck off, CP. I know you about. We're running clubs shortly, so let me know. But literally, that's where we will be redirecting to play. Well, we'll be redirecting to the gaming channel, but we'll be live on playback, people. EAFC 24 Pro Clubs, obviously, playoffs is done, so it's back to Division 5. Big up Sai for another super chat. He says, Jay Ward has more connections than Michael Edwards. Jay Ward is a key part of signing Jota, Mane, Salah, and many more. Ryan doesn't accept he is wrong. Yeah, hold that, Ryan, man. Hold that. You want to respond?
What was it again? Do you know what is whatever in it? Hyping up Julian Ward, bro.
Yeah, we'll probably do the football bingo before before football, but it'd be cold at that. Stroh's like moving to everyone on that game. You need to play Stroh, to be honest. It's fire. You know what I'm saying?
On what game?
Football bingo.
What's that?
So basically it's like a player's name will appear at the top, and then it will have like 12 different things. So it'll have like into different clubs, different nationalities, FA Cup winner, Copa America winner, Euro winner, etc. And you have to match the player to say.
Oh, I think I know what I know what you mean. Yeah,
I've seen
people do that on Instagram and stuff.
Yeah. You have to match the player to the, and we've just been running it. Cause I first seen Gunnar and Saeed run it, and then we've been running it as well. Yeah, it's mad fun. It is. I'm with it.
Looks good, yeah.
I'm big up to, I'm going to try and pronounce your name and butcher that. John, write your question again and I'll get to it. So is it wrong that we pay money to get Yoro's signature? Bro, we're a big club. That money ain't shit. 50 million down the drain for Martial and on Anthony. So who cares? Here, the thing is, no one don't care about money when the player's successful.
No, it's not even that. Like,
it's true,
no, but basically what he's trying to say is because of the conversation we're having from a Liverpool point of view, it's the reason why we've not gone and done the deal. Doesn't mean that it's a bad deal for United. It's not.
Yeah, 100%.
So don't perceive it like we're going, oh, United have overpaid. It's just we would never match that. Because of what
I agree. Yeah, I think it's a good deal for United in all seriousness. Like I do. I'm not going to deny that.
Dunsey says, Stroh, you're a breath of fresh air, a realistic Liverpool fan. Shout out to Dunty, giving you your flowers as well. I give him both your flowers to Stroll and Ray Ray. Realistic Liverpool fans. Big up to Ak. He is a City fan, so you might have to take that with a pinch of salt. This one, which Liverpool youngsters you have expectations for this season? Which Liverpool
I like
players
our
you
youngsters, For once, I actually do rate our youngsters, Actually quite
so
good.
who do you have expectations for this
Quansah.
Mm-hmm.
I think I really do rate Quansah. All Quansah needs to do is he just needs to maybe improve his concentration a bit throughout the whole game. Like, he performs so well throughout most of the game, but then he'll always have that one little mistake in him, whether it's like losing a man in the box, for example. Like, he did it against like West Ham and Spurs. I think he did it in those 2 games. He was so good in both those games, but then he just loses his man one time in each game and they score. He just needs to improve, cut out those little mistakes in his game, and he's going to be a brilliant centre back.
So that wasn't a Klopp tactic. That was a player fault. Imagine that. Anyway, carry on.
Oh, my day's short, man. Right. Who else? Bradley. Bradley's a weird one. Bradley all depends on Trent, because like the only reason Bradley really got a lot of game time because Trent got injured for a bit. So if Trent stays fit, it'll be interesting to see how much game time Bradley actually does get. He'll get it in the cup competitions, I'm sure. But who else? Jaden Danz. Again, it depends on how much game time he gets, but I do like the look of him. He's probably got a better finisher than Nunes as well. Let's be honest. I haven't really got much expectations for Bajkatic, because he's coming back from having been over a year out pretty much. I don't really expect him to be like amazing next season. So probably expect him to get better as the season goes on. So yeah, I think Quansah's the main one that I have big expectations for next season. Because for me, I have to be honest, I think he starts ahead of Konate at the moment for me. So yeah.
That's what you saying, Straw? Youngsters?
Quansah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Elliot as well.
100%.
Forgot about Elliot. If you
Harvey
still
Elliott.
count Elliot. Yeah.
Conor Bradley, Trey Nyoni. I feel like he's gonna get a lot of game time in the FA Cup and the League Cup, and I think he's gonna show why we went and did what we did when it came to him specifically.
He's 17 now, isn't he?
He's different now? Level. Like the highlights from the Preston game, he's twisting up Championship players like it's nothing. This kid's special.
He's good.
Yeah. First.
I don't know about Ben Doak as well, because Ben Doak obviously is coming back from injury as well. He didn't really impress me too much when he played in the Europa League last season, but at the end of the day, he's only 17 still. That was really his first extended run of playing kind of first team football. But I do think there's genuinely a lot of talent there. I know Slot played him on the left today in a preseason friendly today against Preston. He played him on the left. Predominantly he played on the right before under Klopp, so it'll be interesting to see how Slot uses him. But yeah, Elliott's one as well. If you still count Elliott as a youngster, I think Elliott's going to ball out as well still. Yeah, Elliott's really proved me wrong. He was really good last season. So yeah.
Look at that.
I don't know. Have you signed
giving
that?
an opinion on a player and he got proven wrong. I've never seen that happen before.
Now, Elliott definitely proved me wrong. He was really good last season for us.
He was good.
I don't know if
we signed that.
Have you signed that Chelsea kid? Yeah, obviously he's 15. He's not going to play. But has he even signed yet?
Yeah.
Has he actually? No, he looks good, man. Even though he's only 15, but he's not going to play in the first team anytime soon. But still, like, long term, innit?
Yeah, I hear that. I'm big up to Sai as well. So, Strove, speaking facts, Ryan, hold that. Crazy. You know what I'm saying? Sai, again, big up for another super chat.
By the way, the hype around Fabio Carvalho needs to stop. That guy's shit, man. I don't care what anyone says.
Is Carvalho getting hype?
Oh, people like, Carvalho next season, Slot can get the best out of him. He could ball out for us in the 10. Like, Rom said he's like the best number 10 we've got and stuff like that.
Is he not the only 10 you've got?
Nah, I reckon Elliott can play there.
Is Elliott a 10? But he's not a 10 though, is he?
I think Elliott's main attributes are suited to a 10, not on the wing.
I look at him as an 8, personally, but that's just me.
But it depends on Slot plays as 8.
Elliott isn't a 10. The actual only natural 10 we've got is Carvalho.
Yeah, he's the only one I look at and go, he's a 10. Whether he's good or not.
Bad Carvalho though.
But he's still the best 10 you have because he's the only 10. I'm saying
sell him anyway.
You know what I'm saying? She's the best looking girl at the bar because she's the only girl at the bar. Same difference.
Right, before we go, I need to address something. Flores, move your head to the right a bit. Please tell me that does not say legend. There's a picture of you.
Oh yeah, of course. Now it's separate. So this is a diamond painting. You know what I'm saying? Let me pull this down. You know, we'll be able to see it. It's not like a clear picture. Shout out my header creative. She a real one. You lot can see it. So it's not a normal picture. Diamond painting. She is file. She is a real one. She's the reason why you lot got the shot.
It is fire. However,
it's fire. You know what I'm saying?
It's blasphemous that you put legend above it.
Oh nah, and then she got me this because she thinks I'm a dickhead too. So she was like, I'm gonna get you this. One, I am a legend. And two, look at the name of the channel.
This is what I'm saying. Like, it took you 2.5 hours. It's crazy. Flawless that I know to come and appear.
What you mean the flawless? You know, you asked me questions, so I answered questions.
I never asked you to clarify you're a legend or not because I'm not born.
No, I'm just saying because you're like, why is I am
you
a
just
total...
decided
No.
Get
right. Total legend. All right, don't disrespect me like
get
that.
It right.
Total
no one
legend, man. Total legend. You see this? I'm probably destroying my set, but yes.
See, this is the shit I've been dealing with for the past fucking 5, 6, 7 years. Look at this. Look at this guy.
Let me just full screen it. I'm tired of this guy talking. You know what I'm saying? Here we are. You know what I'm saying? Total legend, people. You see it? Get this. Me. Why? You know what? You gotta be your own biggest cheerleader. You know what I'm saying? And even though I was giving this as a gift, like I said, shout out to my head of creative. She a real one. You know what I'm saying? Like the diamond painting is fire. I need to get another one. And also she got me this as well. You know what I'm saying? I know it ain't no snowbody thing. This got a you know I run some joke thing. But anyways, we are indeed gonna close out. I need to fix back my set as well. But yes, you should know this. Should have it dangling around my neck like a chain. But we move. But we are gonna close out. Again, love to everyone who's locked in. Big up to everyone supporting. Absolute real ones as always. And if you love this show, don't forget that this show and all the other shows on the channel are available on audio-only platforms. So Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, wherever you listen to podcasts, wherever you listen to music, type in Sarcasm City TV. If there's a podcast section, we'll be there. So Spotify, because I know a lot of you lot use Spotify. Please follow us and 5-star us on there. iTunes, all you iPhone users, 5-star us on there. Same with SoundCloud as well. But we will be redirecting over to the gaming channel and we'll be live on the playback because we are running pro clubs. Like I said, playoffs is over. So we just back to Division 5s and all this. Hopefully on the new FIFA that they get rid of this playoff rubbish and just go back to Division 10-1, which I did here today. But you lot can see the Spotify link in the chat right there. Playback, get over there as well. Playback.tv/SarcasmCityTV or download the Playback app. And look at this guy, man, said Sai Flawless Crook Legend, man. Yeah, CP, I'm going to start it now. So if you're about, pull up. Just waiting on the rest of the gang. But I don't know why I'm a crook. I'm just like, it's like the sign said. You know what I'm saying? Because Straw wanted to point it out again. You know what I'm saying? I Straw wanted to point a total. Don't ever disrespect me. Like I'm just some regular legend. Nah. You know what I'm saying?
Is anyone else dreading the start of the season?
Yes, same. Yeah, I am. I'm not looking forward to it, but we move. But we are going to close out.
If you lose to you in the third game of the season, fucking hell.
Yeah, we'll probably beat you, but it is what it is. We move. But anyways,
you know how bad that would be for Slot as well? Like, you know, there's obviously people have got their jury out on Slot, right? Like, if he loses that game, obviously it's like you can't really, but like people just get on his back a bit. I feel.
Yeah,
but
so the Klopp,
mind you, if he wins that game,
he ended his reign, man. It's cool.
Mind you, if Slot wins that game, there's not really a much better way to like get the fans on fully on side, is there? They're beating United away in like your third.
I hate this guy
so much. Thanks. Hi, we're closing out. Love to everyone that has nothing. Dancy says strawberry. Hey, I hope you lot have enjoyed this show. This show gonna be good, man. This show is gonna be good going forward, 100%. Hey, Eli, instead of this guy joke, man, if you're about pull up as well, Sarcasm to EOG to you lot who are joining. And actually, anyone who wants to join trials, so feel free to pull up. Just have the PS4 game up, PS4 version. And this has been the Manchester United Liverpool show. Mandem United podcast meets the analysis at Anfield podcast live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in.